Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Scott. It's always wonderful to share a stage with the incredible Scott Murray. Well, good evening, Lonestar. Welcome. You know, every year when we do this, I think that we've always kind of just topped ourselves and we've hit a really wonderful mark. But I have to tell you, just several months ago, we were in this space when it was still concrete and dust. And look at how beautiful it is now. I really think we've topped ourselves again. So welcome. I can't imagine anywhere that I'd rather be than here with you tonight. And we do have a really wonderful night planned. But I want to let you know that there's an army of people that make something like this happen. So I want to thank our executive director, Terry Marcus. I want to thank our chapter administrator, Shelley Rumley. You know who those people are. You talk to them on a daily basis. Yes, they deserve that round of applause. I want to thank our Board of Governors. I want to thank the Awards Committee. They volunteer tireless hours throughout the year to make this happen. I want to thank our producer, Linnea Lewis, her production team, and another host of volunteers behind the scenes. We would not be here without you. Thank you very much. So I want to let you know it's been another exciting year for the Lonestar chapter. We've experienced record growth, membership, and participation again. We continue to lead and set the bar for the other chapters in the country. For example, our 2-year beta test of the Lonestar Sports Awards has officially been approved by the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences as an ongoing competition. So be proud, Texas. You continue to be an example of what true excellence is in the industry and beyond. I want to acknowledge we are privileged to have tonight the chairman of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, Terry O'Reilly. He and I were upstage just a few minutes ago here handing out awards to our students. Congratulations to all of them, the future of our industry. I want to let you know that we're going to celebrate 3 Texas legends tonight. Jason Anderson, Jerry Cadigan are both being inducted into the Silver Circle, 25 years in the industry. And then Alan Morris is being inducted into the Gold Circle, celebrating 50 years in the industry. An incredibly prestigious milestone. Okay, so here comes the fun part. I've got the housekeeping notes to give you guys tonight. So the wonderful open bar that we've all been enjoying, it turns into a cash bar at 7 o'clock. So please take advantage of that before that 7 o'clock hour, just so you know. We've also made some changes to this year's awards show. We've heard what you've said. You want a shorter show. We all want a shorter show, trust me. So this year, there will be no nominee clips shown. And the speeches will be held to a strict 20 seconds. So when you're announced as an Emmy recipient, please come up to the stairs here, come to the podium. You'll have 20 seconds to speak, but be advised, when those 20 seconds are done, mic will be cut off. Now, I know. Everybody has a lot of people to thank, we all do, but my producer and I are completely committed to getting this show done in time so that we all have plenty of time to party in this beautiful place tonight. There's a handy-dandy clock right down here in front of the podium. It'll count you down, so keep an eye on that. You can actually see through the glass here, the plexiglass. So speaking of time, mine is up. So I want you all to enjoy your dinner, enjoy the evening. Congratulations, all you nominees. Let's get this party started. Thank you.
For our first category, General Assignment Report within 24 hours. The nominees are
There are multiple awards in this category. The first Emmy goes to Inmigrantes desafiando el peligro en la oscuridad, KTDO.
Esta es la compuerta donde se rescató a una persona el día de ayer en su desesperación por cruzar a los Estados Unidos. Hacen cosas sorprendentes. Imagínense, para levantar esta reja se necesita una camioneta, maquinaria industrial y una soga.
No puede salir porque estaba por dentro. Nosotros ponemos un candado para prevenir que alguien entre por ahí y ponerse en más peligros de ellos. Pero este hombre, como estaba por dentro, no se podía salir. Nuestros agentes respondieron con la ayuda del Departamento de Bomberos de Paso.
Comienza la noche de celebración para la frontera El Paso, Ciudad Juárez. Y en nombre de mis compañeros Alonso Velázquez y Carlos Armendariz, recibo este reconocimiento. Carlos Armendáriz hizo mucho hincapié en que yo diera unas palabras muy especiales del talento de nuestro compañero Alonso Velázquez, que esta noche te queremos, desde acá reconocemos todos el talentazo que eres. Felicidades.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to We're Glad You're Home, KXAS.
There is no more somber occasion
We have come to
than a
honor
military funeral.
the life and the service of a hero.
This is what goodbye looks like
Ready, step.
when it takes 68 years to finally say it.
This is a time for grief. It's okay to miss our loved ones when they pass away.
That story was about never giving up hope, and that family never gave up hope that they would be able to identify their loved one half a century later. This award is bittersweet because, I'm going to cry, my partner in crime lives in Finland now. So Ryan Oliveira, I know it's after 2 in the morning, but if you're watching, I'm going to hold this hostage and you're going to have to come get it because I'm not setting it to
In the
Finland.
category General Assignment Report, no time limit, the nominees are
And the Emmy goes to A Trespasser with a Badge, KVUE.
Lockhart 911. Hi, we have a cop on our property and he's been shot and he needs help right now. Okay. Where's he shot at? He's shot in the wrist and shoulder.
Caldwell County Sheriff's Deputy Jay Johnson has just taken 2 bullets, bleeding on the front steps of a home.
So as we all know, we are now living in an age when there is a lot of scrutiny on the performance of law enforcement in our communities. And Trespasser with a Badge really is a story about what happened when a sheriff's deputy violated, according to his supervisors, a number of department policies in a small town outside of Austin. I just want to thank my photographer.
And the Emmy also goes to Una Crisis Sin Fin, KTLM.
Después de atravesar Guatemala y México, un recorrido lleno de miedos y violencia, Lilian Hernández, una inmigrante salvadoreña, pisó por primera vez suelo americano. Cuando llegó a la frontera con sus 3 hijos, un grupo de coyotes del otro lado del río le ayudaron a cruzarlo.
¿Por qué venir a Estados Unidos de esta forma?
Porque me amenazaron en mi propia casa.
Fueron pandilleros quienes la amenazaron.
Porque me dijeron que si no les colaboraba, me iban a quitar a uno de mis hijos.
Hola, buenas noches. Creo que hablo por los dos cuando digo que nos sentimos muy agradecidos, muy bendecidos de formar parte de la familia Telemundo 40. Yo, en lo personal, quiero agradecer a mi familia, sobre todo a mi madre, a mi hermana y bueno, a todos los compañeros, mi segunda familia.
The nominees for Editor News are
And the Emmy also goes to The Boris Composite, KXTX.
Estos fenómenos pueden provocar serios problemas en su hogar, desde sobrecargas eléctricas hasta incendios. Pero todo comienza en la nube de una tormenta, cuando debido a procesos internos en la base de la nube se van acumulando cargas negativas, mientras en la superficie las cargas positivas poco a poco van subiendo. Usted recuerde que las cargas opuestas se atraen, por lo que cuando se encuentran se genera un rayo. Los rayos buscan un trayecto de poca resistencia para viajar.
He's not here tonight, but he told me to get this for him. He's a great photographer, so kudos for him.
And the Emmy also goes to the Boris Composite, KXTX.
Estos fenómenos pueden provocar serios problemas en su hogar, desde sobrecargas eléctricas hasta incendios. Pero todo comienza en la nube de una tormenta, cuando debido a procesos internos en la base de la nube se van acumulando cargas negativas, mientras en la superficie las cargas positivas poco a poco van subiendo.
Nominees for Video Journalist, no time limit, are
And the Emmy goes to Kevin Reese, Video Journalist, WFAA.
How far would you travel? How far would you go to find out who saved your life?
This day is really here.
For Andy K. Joyner. It's a 2-hour drive across East Texas.
We're getting really close.
Closer to answering the questions haunting her for 2 long years. Because this was Andy K., her heart and her liver both failing. Transplants from a single donor would save her, give her back her normal life on stage. Thank you. Working by yourself isn't always the best thing to do, but sometimes it's the right thing to do. And I appreciate management at WFAA letting me disappear and wander Texas every now and then to come back with some stories like this. So thank you.
in Writer News. The nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Alphabet Soup, KPRC.
Powerful moments for a powerful Houstonian. A man who is woven into the fabric of our city, our country, our hearts.
Our glory, George, was to have had you as our president and as such a friend.
A day of moving images.
I've had my eye on this category for a while because I love writing so much. I want to say thank you to my bosses for reading the rights and rewrites that I send them, and even my fiance that I send copy to sometimes. Thank you. Thank you.
The next Emmy in this category goes to Gigi Smalls, I Got a Story to Tell, WFAA.
For the families of all 906 seniors at Hebron High School, graduation is the beginning of a new chapter. But for these parents, it's a moment of reflection for what should have been, what would have been, if only their daughter could have walked across that stage.
For a long time, wasn't sure what the future was going to be for her.
I mean, never knew that she was going to make it to this day.
I don't think I need to say anything else, so all right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be a part of an amazing team of writers, so thank you guys.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to Tragedy in Mexico, 1 year later, KXTX.
Primero un temblor. Después, terror. Tenacidad. Ha pasado un año del sismo del 19 de septiembre. Un sismo en el aniversario de hoy. Desgracia sobre desgracia que puso a prueba una vez más.
Hello? Okay, so is it wrong to say that I really wanted this? I'm sorry, I have to be honest. And I'm going to dedicate this to my parents. They've had a really rough year. So to my parents in El Paso, your efforts have not gone unnoticed. They're always appreciated. Mama, Papa, I love you. This is for you. Thank you.
The nominees for director are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Harvey's Heroes, sculpting with Time Productions.
We have 1 adult and 5 children. Can someone in the area please go get them?
As the pressure continues to drop, conditions here are just getting worse and worse by the minute.
This is a new tornado warning, and as these tornado warnings are to pop up...
We have been praying for quite a while now for the eye to pass over so we can get some kind of a break.
And the Emmy also goes to Take a Look Through Our Eyes, KVDA.
Iniciamos el día con un accidente que tiene cerrada. Desde que usted comienza su mañana, nosotros ya estamos trabajando para usted. Informándole las noticias de última hora al instante.
Siempre listos para ayudarle a proteger a su familia. Defendemos sus derechos como consumidor, recuperando miles de dólares. Conectados con usted en todo momento.
Cuando usted nos necesita,
nosotros estamos ahí.
Sin importar el día, la hora o la plataforma, en Noticias 60 Telemundo, estamos trabajando para usted.
Thank you guys. This is great. I'm going to share it with all the team. I have a great team in San Antonio. Yes, Telemundo.
In talent, reporter, general assignment, spot news, the nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Carlos Zapata, Una mano amiga en el dolor, KXTX.
Compañeros, gracias a la generosidad, al corazón de muchos aquí en el Metroplex y en otras partes del país, del mundo, se recolectaron $10,000 necesarios para la remoción de este masivo tumor. Le advertimos que las imágenes son fuertes.
Tristes al ver la magnitud de ese tumor.
Fue la masa retirada de la cabeza de Ana Pérez.
Dios.
A Ana la conocimos en octubre del año pasado, cuando su familia suplicaba por ayuda desde Guatemala. To my mom, to my husband, to my boss, to my team, we rock, everybody. Mom, thank you for everything. You are the best. I appreciate it, and thank you very much, husband. Love you, go Telemundo!
And the next Emmy in this category goes to Marcelino Benito, Standing for Houston, KHOU.
Guys, we did see several families reunited this evening. Typically, our policy is not to show the faces of minors, but tonight we will. Because the faces you're about to see say more about what's happening here than any words can. They arrived by the busload in the pouring rain, many carrying their children, seeking help after days of separation.
The families leave their country, they suffer in their country, they suffer in their journey, and then they suffer here in the United States.
Marcelino couldn't be here today, so I'm accepting this for him. Thank you.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to 12 Months of Storytelling, WFAA.
We paid about $43 for a 60-mile trip. So what's it like to be on a bullet train? This is an economy car. All of them, though, have high ceilings, wide aisles, and huge windows. These seats in the economy size, these are more like airline seats, but what's different is all the leg room. In fact, the entire cabin is much roomier than an airliner. And onboard restrooms here, substantially larger as well. This might look most like what Texas will get. It's a modified bullet train called the N700S.
The nominees for photographer news are
The Emmy goes to El Bori Takes Texas by Storm 2.0, KXTX.
un día normal en una ciudad que existe en el corazón de Texas, en una era en donde Dios está fuera de la sociedad,
Hey, come on with me. Follow me. I'll show you around.
de la vida de su población. Un desastre natural es el punto de partida para el temido día del juicio final.
Arnaldo, I know you're watching another one, bro.
And the Emmy also goes to Storytelling, WFAA.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
He had an injury on this side.
A signal of what's raging on exit 3 of a busy Dallas Highway 75.
I was walking by it, it went boom, just like you see in the movies.
Fire consumes. What is left is a smoldering carcass of a motorcycle and a small group of people.
He went by me like, vroom.
Unbelievable.
Sharing.
No helmet.
Wondering.
Plus he was in a racing position, crouched over the motorcycle.
I heard him through my earphones.
He cut across 2 lanes between 2 cars.
I want to thank the writers that I work with every day, specifically the 3 that were on this entry, Teresa Woodard, Jobin Paniker, and Kevin Reese's Pieces Reese.
The nominees for News Producer are
The Emmy goes to From Rundown to Reality, KPRC.
Underwater and overwhelmed.
People are coming out, even with dogs. Some have life jackets on, whatever they can. Children.
That was Houston 1 year ago today.
I think there's a small child on top of that one gentleman there. The water is waist high at this point.
A natural disaster.
Just take a look at that and let that sink in.
Spawning unnatural conditions.
We're getting reports that folks are calling flood control, crawling into their attics to get away from the rising flood water.
This one's really exciting for me. Producing Newscast is my passion. I live for it, so thank you.
And the Emmy also goes to ITC Chemical Fire, Dark Plume over Houston, KXLN.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenas tardes. Les saluda Raúl Peinbert. El fuerte incendio que se registra en la terminal de la empresa petroquímica Intercontinental en la ciudad de Deer Park se extendió esta madrugada a 6 tanques, de los cuales 3 continúan ardiendo. De acuerdo a los especialistas, la situación se mantendrá así durante los próximos 2 días. Iniciamos esta tarde con nuestra cobertura de equipo. Arlene Guzmán tiene los últimos detalles de este grave incidente. David Herrera nos acompaña con el operativo de las autoridades.
Jose couldn't make it, but I know that he's watching at home. Jose, for you and your family in all Paraguay, congratulations, muchas felicidades, Jose. We love you. En arriba, Univision Houston.
in the category Video Journalist within 24 hours. The nominees are
The first Emmy goes to Kevin Reese, video journalist by day, WFAA.
For 2 weeks now.
Just in time for Christmas.
A small AM radio station in Gainesville in rural Cook County.
It's real.
Has been loudly advertising a very big secret.
I know there's a lot of people that have been speculating.
And Wednesday morning, the secret was finally out.
All right, so here's the deal. Everybody ready?
Station manager Steve Eberhardt had behind him in a briefcase in $100 bills.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is $10,000 in cash.
And first, I should thank Mike Castellucci for that story, for that idea. You'll be up here later. You'll be fine. Thank you all for this. Like I said, sometimes working by yourself is the right thing to do, and apparently so. So thank you all very much. Thank you.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Las Voces de mi Comunidad, KXTX.
Pequeño recuerda con mucho cariño su humilde plantel escolar en Lempira, Honduras.
Por veces los hacían pupusas, podíamos jugar pelota y allí habían mangos. también.
Su madre nos cuenta que en junio le explicó que tendría que dejar de ir a clases, ya que llegarían hasta la frontera de Estados Unidos con México para pedir asilo político y empezar una nueva vida aquí.
Cuando yo le dije eso, me dijo, tengo que decirle al profesor, al maestro, me dice, que nos vamos a ir para Estados Unidos.
So Andrea couldn't be here tonight, but on her behalf, thank you so much.
The nominees in Talent, Anchor, News are
The first Emmy goes to el dúo dinámico KXTX.
No hay confirmación aún si el cuerpo encontrado corresponde al de la mujer de 66 años buscada por las autoridades.
Muy buenas tardes, Metroplex. ¿Cómo le va? Les saludamos Nancy Leal.
Y Carlos Zapata, siempre agradecidos por su sintonía. 2 personas resultaron heridas tras una balacera registrada al sur de Dallas.
El enfrentamiento ocurrió en la cuadra 2900 de Prince Hall Lane y pasamos en vivo con nuestra compañera Reina Cavazos, quien nos tiene las reacciones de los vecinos del área. Reina, ¿qué te contaron?
There goes 18 kids. 17, 16. Muchísimas gracias a todas las personas que estuvieron involucradas. No tengo ni palabras para agradecer a nuestra familia, a nuestros televidentes.
Thank you, producers, to be so generous with the chit-chats. We appreciate it, producers. Thank you.
Gracias, Telemundo.
And the second Emmy goes to Guts and Boots, KXAS.
Here in North Texas, we're dealing with temperatures in the upper 40s to lower 50s today, and sure, that's cold to most of us, but it's nothing compared to what they're dealing with up north. In the Midwest, for example, if you were to walk out dressed like this for roughly 5 minutes, you could end up with frostbite on your hands, your ears, your face, anywhere that's exposed. In fact, an estimated 75 million Americans are dealing with sub-zero temperatures right now, and at least 5 deaths have been linked to this cold spell. We've heard a lot about this polar vortex.
It's Goots and Boots, but that's okay. Thank you to Tom Ellman, our general manager, for giving me an opportunity to do what I love. Thank you, John Stone, our news director, and the countless producers, photojournalists, and reporters. I just try and make what you guys do just a little more fun. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm grateful. God bless.
The nominees for Talent, Reporter, Live are
The Emmy goes to Beyond the News, KXLN.
Marlene, muchísimas gracias. Efectivamente, México se prepara para escuchar a su virtual presidente electo en la República Mexicana. En este momento nos informan que Andrés Manuel López Obrador se encuentra reunido con miembros de su familia, con algunos miembros cercanos de su campaña electoral, preparando lo que será su primer mensaje como ganador de esta contienda electoral. Decimos virtual, en realidad es el ganador de esta contienda, aunque debemos esperar por protocolo a los resultados finales que otorgue la máxima autoridad electoral.
Thank you so much to the Academy, but especially thank you so much to my family, to Fulvia, to Alejandra, and of course, our leader, Marta Catán, and all the Univision Houston family. Thank you so much for this recognition. Thank you. Have a good night.
And the Emmy also goes to Live, Scope, and Perspective, KXAS.
Good morning, Laura. The water's not going anywhere. We're not only at Joe Pool Lake this morning, we're unfortunately in Joe Pool Lake. This is not supposed to be here, all of this water. This is a parking lot. But I want to give you some perspective. It begs for it. And to do so, let's show it to you actually from up above. Here we are, right here in the middle of the new lake here at the parking lot. It's the parking lot for the Oasis restaurant. Now, as you can see, it is cut off from the mainland by all of this water. Wow, thank you. Unbelievably blessed to be here. I want to thank the amazing photographers who helped me put this reel together with their hard work. And just a shout out to Morning News. You know, oftentimes we are the underdogs who are the overachievers. So Morning News teams, here's to you.
In the category News Special, the nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Earthquake in Mexico, 1 year anniversary, KXTX.
A la Ciudad de México. Era la 1 de la tarde con 14 minutos y 38 segundos.
Susana Laguna llegó puntual a la entrevista.
Listo.
La sobreviviente de un secuestro accedió a contarnos su historia. Llevábamos meses coordinando el proyecto.
A mí me iban a mutilar mi mano completa el 21 de mayo.
El día había sido ya uno de intensas emociones y apenas era la 1 de la tarde. Pero nada como el testimonio de Susana y más aún lo que estaba por venir.
To the victims of the earthquake of 2017 in Mexico, to the survivors. And I'll share this one with Freddie Oldenburg. Thank you for believing in me, and thank you for believing that one of your anchors can produce, and for letting me write, and for letting me do everything that you let me do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
The second Emmy in this category goes to Frontera, de sueño a pesadilla, KXLN.
¿Qué tal? Les saluda Raúl Peibert. La crisis migratoria generada por el constante flujo de miles y miles de centroamericanos a los Estados Unidos nos coloca a todos en una verdadera situación de emergencia. Y es que no existe estructura de gobierno o incluso de organizaciones y de asociaciones capaces de atender la enorme demanda de servicios básicos para quienes a diario están.
I know we are so proud of this work, Frontera, de sueño a pesadilla. We want to dedicate this to our families, but most of all, we want to dedicate it to the families at border. It's now a human crisis. It's a humanitarian crisis. And you know what?
The final Emmy in this category goes to Harvey, 1 year later, KHOU.
Harvey. 300,000 homes flooded. $125 billion in damage. But those are just the facts. They don't tell the whole story.
The worst flood I've ever seen.
The destruction, the anguish, the loss.
Trying to accept that I'm going to have to just let it go.
The water got up to about 7 or 8 feet.
The spirit of Texas.
Thank you so much. To my KHOU family, way to go. Woo! We are relentless, and we are so proud to stand with Houston during this, what was a very trying time for our city. Thank you.
The nominees in Spot News are
The first Emmy goes to Tormenta en Hoffman, KXLN.
Gracias, ¿qué tal? Muy buenas tardes. De esta manera lucen algunos terrenos y casas al noreste del condado Harris, muy particular en el área de Hoffman, todavía con zonas inundadas y con árboles derribados a raíz de las fuertes tormentas que recibimos ayer por la noche. Esta es la tarea de decenas de residentes de Hoffman, al noreste del condado Harris.
Allá está más hondo.
Don Daniel Arteaga ayer antes de la tormenta dejó su hogar de Cypress Point junto con su esposa y 4 hijas para refugiarse en uno. Well, first of all, I want to thank the Academy and my team, of course, my family, Univision 45, for believing in me and for the hard work that we all do. And also, I'm going to dedicate this to my lovely wife, my family in Mexico, and of course, my kids. Thank you so much.
And the second Emmy goes to Where There Is Smoke, WFAA.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
He had an injury on this side.
A signal of what's raging on exit 3 of a busy Dallas Highway 75.
I was walking by it, boom, just like you see in the movies.
Fire consumes. What is left is a smoldering carcass of a motorcycle and a small group of people.
Because he went by me like, boom.
Unbelievable.
Sharing.
No helmet.
Wondering.
Plus he was in a racing position, crouched over the motorcycle.
I heard him through my earphones.
You know, sometimes this business is about having pure dumb luck, and we got luck.
We got lucky. I'm just thankful for working with some really awesome people like this man right here. I want to thank my wife. I want to thank Leslie, Carolyn, Brad for being some awesome leaders in our newsroom. So, thank you guys.
The nominees for continuing coverage within 24 hours are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Caos en Petroquímica ITC, KTMD.
Iniciamos con imágenes en vivo de la planta petroquímica de Deer Park, donde varios tanques de almacenamiento siguen ardiendo sin control. Así concluye el segundo día de un siniestro que ha movilizado autoridades y alarmado a los residentes. Como muestra nuestro telecóptero, las llamas están tan vivas como al inicio y así podrían seguir por varios días más. Amigos, bienvenidos. Les saluda Alejandro Mendoza. Cristal Ayala está en una asignación especial. Esta noche tenemos cobertura equipo del incendio que sigue ardiendo sin control al este del condado Harris.
Thank you very much. This was a very good story because it's holding chemical plants accountable, and we wouldn't be able to do it without the whole entire team of the Telemundo Houston.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to Farewell to 41, KHOU.
You can watch the funeral on television. It will be an exciting event and a wonderful event here today, though only 1,200 people will be inside the church. I wanted to point out that we've been talking about all of the famous faces, and that's always fun to do. And J.J. Watt, we understand, is going to be here. And we just mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger and Clyde Drexler and McKimby Mutombo and all these people. But what made President George H.W. Bush so likable in general is that he was like an everyday guy with every body.
To Bill Bishop, our managing editor at KHOU, who couldn't be here tonight, but put so many years and so many thoughts into our coverage.
in the category Talent, Reporter, Investigative. The nominees are
The first Emmy goes to Question Authority, KPRC.
This is how Smith ended up, according to his wife, wedged, sandwiched with his feet above him and his head quickly sinking underwater. And there was no quick way to get him or the water out because he was blocking the inward opening door.
My dad would be alive sitting next to me right now if it wasn't for that tub.
It's a road trip to get there. 60 miles east of Houston on the outskirts of Dayton, Texas. It's a business with the feel of a compound. And inside this small steel building.
Joel couldn't be here tonight. I'm happy to accept this on his behalf. Thank you.
And the second Emmy goes to Mario Diaz, Channel 2 Investigates, KPRC.
The agreement is for an LA-based production company to shoot 20 movies in Houston over 24 months. We asked Bazan for specifics.
I know that there are a couple of scripts on the desk of the Houston Film Commission as we speak. That much I do know.
Channel 2 Investigates has learned a lot about that LA production company, Here Media, and the close personal relationship between CEO Paul Kollichman and Sharon Adams. Emails we've obtained to show Adams, a government employee.
I just want to say thank you very much to the management at KPRC. Aaron Wishy, thank you so much. Dave Strickland, Jerry Martin, to the entire team. Bill Carruthers, our incredible editor, as well as our photographers, John Hill and John Brown. Thank you so much. Oh, and lastly, most importantly, my wife, Katie. Thank you, baby. I love you.
The nominees in breaking news are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Breaking News, Notre Dame, Paris, KWEX.
Muchísimas gracias, Luis, que me estás viendo. Felicidades. Nunca me hubiera imaginado que mi primer día en París iba de vacaciones, iba a terminar en una cobertura de 36 horas y esto no hubiera sido posible sin ti, Carlos. Muchísimas gracias. Esto fue trabajo en equipo, también gracias a todo el equipo de Univisión 41.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Officers Shot During Police Raid, KPRC.
Just tweeted out by Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo.
Yes, he basically, there you can see it for yourself, he just tweeted out, we have had several officers shot. Please pray for officers on the way to the scene right now. More information to follow. We know this is happening out of Southeast Houston.
HPD says that all 3 officers who were shot are en route to the hospital. As to who is going to be treated here, who else might have been injured or wounded in this shooting situation, we don't know.
This was a team award on a story, an important story that we still continue to follow. A lot of things still coming out of it. Thank you.
In the category Continuing Coverage, No Time Limit, the nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Adiós al presidente George H.W. Bush, KTMD.
¿Qué tal? Interrumpimos nuestra programación para llevar la información de última hora. Esta noche se confirmó la muerte del expresidente George Bush padre. La oficina del exmandatario informó que el presidente número 41 murió a las 10 de la noche a los 94 años de edad.
Este es un boletín especial de su noticiero Telemundo Houston.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenos días y bienvenidos a este especial de su noticiero Telemundo Houston. Les saluda Antonio Hernández.
Y yo soy Ingrid Barre. A esta hora de la mañana comienzan los preparativos para que el país dé el último adiós.
Imágenes.
Muchas gracias a todo el equipo, no solamente que está aquí en stage, sino también a Jerry Vázquez y a todos los productores que formaron gran parte en esta cobertura. Gracias.
And second Emmy goes to Medical Device Dangers, KVUE.
And dreams seem dashed.
I was gonna take him skiing. I was gonna play basketball with him.
Sometimes
I was gonna be a good mom.
you have nothing left to lose.
He took all that from me.
Sharing this part of life is not easy for Frances Scott. But for 10 years, it was her life.
Okay. I am not responsible for this, but I want to say thank you and congratulations to Brian, our chief photographer at KVU, and also Terry Gruca, who's our 5 p.m. anchor and investigative reporter. This is amazing work, very important, and thank you to the Academy. Thank you.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to The Wrong Home, WFAA.
Tonight, protesters arm in arm bringing a highway to a halt, all part of a march for justice in the death of Botham Jean.
Here's what Dallas police have been able to tell us, though. Around 10 o'clock last night, one of their officers was getting off duty, so she was still in her uniform, and she was returning to her home here at her apartment at the Southside Flats. But she walked into the wrong apartment by accident and shot the man who was inside, and he would later die.
Just a short time ago, the family's attorney, Lee Merritt, wrapped up a press conference.
Wow, I thought we had lost that one. This is my longtime reporter in crime, Rebecca Lopez. Wow.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
Thank you to all our managers who still do big day journalism. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of Phillips Productions, the creator of Texas Country Reporter, and lifelong friend of Silver Circle recipient Jason Anderson, previous Silver Circle inductee, Bob Phillips.
Thank you. When young people who are thinking about going into our line of work ask for advice, the first thing that I tell them is that you have to love this business to do it. And then I tell them, if at any time you stop loving it, please get out. Well, tonight's first inductee into the Emmy Silver Circle
loves this business more than anyone I've ever met, except for maybe me. He and I have traveled to every county in Texas together producing Texas Country Reporter. He was my producer for almost 30 years. And we have traveled around the world together creating magical moments on various screens. I remember when we were pulling an all-nighter writing a script in a hotel room in Innsbruck, Austria for an American Airlines video that had to be written, edited, and shown just a few hours later. There were 3 of us that were tossing out ideas and writing them down as fast as we could when tonight's inductee shouted, "This is just like they did it on the Dick Van Dyke Show. This is why I got into this business." And if you've never heard of the Dick Van Dyke Show, Google it. Another time we were in the Mediterranean on the deck of the USS Coral Sea aircraft carrier where we'd been working on a TV show. We were just about to take a catapult launch in a Navy jet that would take us from the carrier back to France. I was scared to death that we were going to fall into the ocean, but when the force of that catapult propelled that plane out over the water, tonight's nominee yelled, "I love this job." And ladies and gentlemen, Jason Anderson has maintained that level of enthusiasm for his entire career. Let's take a look now.
He was called the boy producer, and for good reason. At a time when most teenagers are just learning to drive and working part-time jobs at the mall, Jason Anderson was working in television.
I first met Jason Anderson when I was working with a group of high school kids at a church in Waxahachie. He was one of those kids, 16 years old. He came up to me and said, "I want to work in your business and do what you do. What do I need to do to make that happen?"
Jason made himself known at KDFW TV in Dallas. He worked in news and with Bob Phillips on his 4 Country Reporter program throughout high school and college. Then Jason went to work as a full-time news producer at the station just days after graduating from Stephen F. Austin State University.
This kid had a nose for news and a commitment to the business. That was evident. He'd work all night long, pulling the overnight shift to produce the morning news show. Then, on his own time, he'd spend several hours working with me, most days, on 4 Country Reporter.
News was exciting, but the boy producer had an interest in production. So when Bob Phillips left KDFW for greener pastures and took his program with him, Jason went along for the ride and stayed on the road with Texas Country Reporter for 27 years. During that time, Jason wrote, produced, and directed hundreds of hours of television, film, commercials, documentaries, and videos. And he did it all with that same enthusiasm that he had when he was just starting out. Action.
I met Jason 30 years ago, and he quickly became a mentor to me. And over the years at Phillips Productions, working together literally side by side on hundreds of projects, you know, in the creative process, there's always going to be creative differences, and you have to work those out. So there may have been a bit of good-natured squabbling during the process, and our clients would listen to this, and they would always tell us that we sounded like an old married couple working out our problems. Maybe we did, but I do know that at the end of the day, we got the best results for that project. And that's what working with Jason was really all about, was getting the best results. I appreciate that about him, and he's been a great friend for 30 years.
I used to call Martin Perry and Jason Anderson the dream team because putting those 2 together meant you were going to get something incredible. The 3 of us, along with other crew members, traveled all over the world together producing content. We did TV shows, commercials, you name it. And every time that we had Jason on that team, we never worried that the job would get done because he always came through, and that it would be done in some spectacular way. It was magical.
Jason's always been interested in teaching those who are just starting out in the business, but the majority of his volunteer time has been with the Lonestar Emmys. He has served as a chapter board member, committee chair, president, national trustee, and is currently vice chairman of the board of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences.
The Lonestar chapter would not be where it's at today if it weren't for his leadership and what he's done for the chapter. We have a sports awards show, which is the only one of its kind in the country for a regional chapter. That's thanks to Jason and his efforts. Jason is also a fighter. He does it with honesty and integrity, and he does it for all the right reasons. He's a mentor to me. He's someone that I still get counsel from and I really appreciate, and I'm very fortunate to also call him a friend.
Texas Country Reporter is now the longest running independently produced show in the history of television. And I don't know that it would have come this far without the vision and leadership of Jason Anderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Anderson.
Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hadn't seen that video, so wow. Thanks for the guys at Phillips that put that particular video together. Thanks to Clarice Tinsley at KDFW for providing her voice for it. Wow, I'm a whole lot better at making heroes than I am at being one. So, but thank you so much. A long list of thank yous. I'll go as fast as I can. Of course, my wonderful family, my beautiful wife, Nicole, my daughter, Olivia, my son, Drake. One of my friends for 40 years, Danny Griffith, is here. He's been like a brother. Thanks to everyone at KDFW TV who gave me a chance as a kid to do basically anything that I wanted to do when I was an intern. Thanks to the folks at WFAA, especially Jerry Cadgan, who helped produce hundreds of hours of television with me. But mostly, of course, thanks to Bob Phillips, who saw something in a 16-year-old kid that lit a spark with me and with him, and it led to, as you saw, a relationship that has lasted more than 40 years, both personal and professional. In one of the first episodes of the program called Texans on WFAA, the legendary Texas State Senator Barbara Jordan, before she had a soundbite before she went out to be the keynote speaker at the Democratic National Convention, looked at herself in the mirror and said, "Barbara Jordan, what in the world are you doing here?" And that's kind of what I thought when I first was notified I was getting this award. And then I took time to look back at the body of work, and I get it. It's been a long time. It's been a long journey, and I'm appreciative for everything that I've been able to do. But I found another quote that I think is a little bit more appropriate. When the documentary filmmaker Stanley Nelson received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the News and Documentary Awards in New York a couple of years ago, he said, "It only took a few seconds to walk up from that table, but it took 40 years to get here." And that's kind of the way I feel. I love this business. As you guys saw, I've loved it ever since in the early 70s when I saw the Monday Night Football opening, and it said, the director said, "Stand by, take tape." And it went dun, 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 dun. I thought, that's it. That's what I want to do. And I was probably 13 years old at that time. So anyway, I love this business. I hope there's still some students here, but there's definitely some young people that are just starting out that's thinking, how do I get from there to here? And I'm just going to compress my speech that I give to kids just real quick. Be productive. Be proactive. Be confident. Be passionate. Be resourceful. Be creative, and take every opportunity that is ever provided to you. Take it. That's it. One final moment of personal triumph I want to share with you guys. Some of you out there know that in May of this year, I was diagnosed with stage 1 throat and neck cancer. I spent the entire summer doing chemo and radiation, and I found out last week I'm cancer-free. So, cancer, I win. Thank you very much.
Nominees for Community Public Service PSA's Single Spot campaign are
And the first Emmy goes to Blessed, Water Distribution Crew Chief Ruben Salgado, SATV.
I didn't expect to love this, climbing into a hole with gushing water in the middle of the night, but I do, because this job matters. People are counting on us. You're counting on us. When a water main breaks, our only priority is to return service to your home. We've got to get your water back on. Water's powerful. I respect it.
I want to say thanks to my family who's here with me, and this was one of the last projects I got to do with my boss, who's now in Maine. And I want to say thank you to all the unsung heroes at the cities, these guys that are out in the hot of summer and then the freezing of winter, keeping water on. Thank you.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Conecta la Alarma, KTLM.
En cuestión de segundos, un hogar puede ser consumido por las llamas. Y bastarían solo 2 minutos para volverse mortal. Toma tus precauciones instalando un detector de humo en tu hogar. Únete a la campaña de prevención de incendios Conecta la Alarma de Telemundo 40. Para más información, llama a tu departamento local de bomberos o a la Cruz Roja Americana.
Definitivamente esto va para la creatividad de Edgar, mi familia, Dios, la familia de Laura y mi familia increíble de Telemundo 40. ¡Los amo!
in the category Commercial Single Spot. The nominees are
And the Emmy goes to MJ Hager for Congress, Doors, Putnam Partners.
This is a story about doors. A lot of them. And not me, MJ Hagar, an Air Force combat veteran and a mom. This door behind me is from my Pavot helicopter. It's all that's left of the aircraft that I was flying that day. I was on a rescue mission in Afghanistan as a combat search and rescue pilot. I heard the windshield crack and realized I'd been shot.
Hello, hello. So this is dedicated to my producer on the spot. Producers make everything happen, but it breaks my heart to tell you that Jesse Hubble passed away this year. He is one of the most decent human beings, one of the most talented human beings, and a dear friend. This is for you, Jesse. We love you. We miss you.
the nominees in Promotion, News Promo, Single Spot are
And the first Emmy in this category goes to Campaña Mundial, KVDA.
Iniciamos el día con un accidente que tiene cerrada. Desde que usted comienza su mañana, nosotros ya estamos trabajando para usted. Informándole las noticias de última hora al instante.
Siempre listos para ayudarle a proteger a su familia. Defendemos sus derechos como consumidor, recuperando miles de dólares. Conectados con usted en todo momento.
Cuando usted nos necesita,
nosotros estamos ahí.
Sin importar el día, la hora o la plataforma, en Noticias 60 Telemundo, estamos trabajando para usted.
¡Wow! Cielos, esto es increíble, amigos. No quería haber ganado 2, ¿sabes? Pero bueno, lo tengo el día de hoy. Así que gracias a mi familia y a todo mundo. Dios demonio, los quiero a todos. Gracias.
And the second Emmy goes to KENS 5, where the fiesta is at. KENS.
Vamos todos a bailar. Vamos todos a bailar. La cumbia del Housekeeping. Con los codos para lados. Sin control y sin cuidado. Vamos todos a bailar. La cumbia del Housekeeping. Con los codos
In the category Promotion, News Promo, Campaign Image, the nominees are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Telemundo 39, Brand Real, KXTX.
Aquí, grandes cosas pasan todos los días. Es de vital importancia el estar ahí, apoyando a nuestra comunidad, a toda nuestra comunidad. Transformándonos.
Thank you, everybody. Congratulations to this great marketing team, Telemundo 39, to our boss, Tom Ellman. Special dedication. I'm a first-timer, so this is dedicated to my wife of 26 years. Thank you very much. God bless. Thank you.
And the second Emmy goes to WFAA, Daybreak IAN Campaign, 2018-2019, WFAA.
Our lives are a lot like the weather, constantly changing. You might feel the heat, you might have been frozen out, and sometimes it might seem like you're about to drown. But despite all that, keep your head up, because in life, just like the weather, no matter how bad the storm, there's always a bright day after that. We just have to have faith and ride it out together. I am blessed, I am Greg Fields, and I am up with Daybreak. What about you?
Real quick, everybody, listen. That's the quietest it's been. I am so proud to be working at a station where the product matches the marketing and the marketing matches the product, and working with this amazing creative team. Nobody try and hire them out from under me. Thank you very much.
The nominees in editor short form are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to 2018, un año de impacto para Houston, KTMD.
La llegada del fin de año es inevitable reflexionar y hacer un balance del 2018.
Un año marcado por eventos que han impactado a nuestra comunidad.
Recordamos la tragedia en la preparatoria Santa Fe. No sabía qué era lo que estaba pasando.
Esperanza y justicia para Little Jacob.
Disfrutamos la emoción de la Copa Mundial de Fútbol.
Y perdimos a grandes personajes como Bárbara y su esposo George H.W. Bush.
The best father a son or daughter could have.
De igual manera, nuestro equipo de Telemundo Houston Responde le dio voz a los que...
This could not have been possible without the incredible team at Telemundo Houston, Diego, Jorge, Iván, Jorge Santiago, Jorge González, Alex Morfin, and of course, J.C. Perez.
The entire team. Thank you, Telemundo Houston, Tony Canales, and our VP of News, Jerry Vasquez.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Harvey's Heroes, Sculpting with Time Productions.
We have 1 adult and 5 children. Can someone in the area please go get them?
As the pressure continues to drop, conditions here are just getting worse and worse by the minute.
This is a new tornado warning, and as these tornado warnings start to pop up...
We have been praying for quite a while now for the eye to pass over.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to MJ Hager for Congress, Doors, Putnam Partners.
This is a story about doors. A lot of them. And that's me, MJ Hagar, an Air Force combat veteran and a mom. This door behind me is from my Pavehawk helicopter. It's all that's left of the aircraft that I was flying that day. I was on a rescue mission in Afghanistan as a combat search and rescue pilot. I heard the windshield crack and realized I'd been shot.
Thanks to the Putnam Partners team, my family, and my girlfriend for putting up with the crazy long hours.
In the category Promotion Program, the nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to HISD Empowers, HISD.
Sueño con descubrir mis superpoderes.
¿En dónde puedo dominar el uso de la tecnología con apenas 3 años de edad?
En donde no existen barreras para hacer correr mi imaginación.
Sueño con crear y programar robots para el futuro utilizando instrumentos de alto nivel cuando esté en 6º grado.
En donde mi talento puede ser desarrollado y superar cualquier limitación.
This Emmy to my daughter. She is my treasure. She is the reason why I work every single day, and she's the love of my life. So Wendolyn, this is for you. She's 6 years old, and this is her first Emmy.
I want to dedicate this to my wife and all my friends at Univision and Telemundo. Thank you.
And the second Emmy goes to KXAS 70th Anniversary, KXAS.
1948, NBC5 signs on as the first television station in Texas.
Making headlines again as the first to broadcast live color TV.
The first to take you out of the bleachers and onto the 50-yard line.
The first to provide 24-hour local weather updates.
Much has changed in 70 years.
Our dedication to you hasn't. Make your first choice the leader in broadcast innovation. NBC5, Texas connects us.
Okay, so the clock's ticking, so thank you very much.
I want to thank our VP of News, our VP of Brand Marketing, and our GM for letting us do what we're passionate about and let us be creative.
Thank you for everyone else that was involved in making this possible.
The nominees in Photographer Short Form are
The first Emmy in this category goes to M.J. Hager for Congress, Doors, Putnam Partners.
This is a story about doors. A lot of them. And that's me, MJ Hagar, an Air Force combat veteran and a mom. This door behind me is from my Hawk helicopter. It's all that's left of the aircraft that I was flying that day. I was on a rescue mission in Afghanistan as a combat search and rescue pilot. I heard the windshield crack and realized I'd been shot.
Fuck. Oh, there it is. Hey, so we're not actual Texans, but thanks for making us feel welcome. We'll be back because the state is not blue yet. We're working on that. We have several campaigns coming up next year. U.S. Senate, MJ is running for Senate, please.
And the second Emmy goes to Sins in Nostalgia, KXLN.
Qué bonito es estar de regreso en Houston. Me siento como en casa. Y para estar bien informado sobre los acontecimientos locales, no hay nada mejor que ver Noticias 45 al 5 por Univisión. Houston tiene un lugar muy especial en mi corazón. Cada vez que estoy aquí siento alegría y nostalgia y no me pierdo Noticias 45 a las 5 con mis compañeros Raúl Peinbert y Marcela Pérez Barros, solamente por Univisión 45.
I'd like to thank my family, my coworkers, and Donald who couldn't be here. Thank you.
The nominees for Writer Short Form are
The first Emmy in this category goes to M.J. Hager for Congress, Doors, Putnam Partners.
This is a story about doors. A lot of them. And that's me, MJ Hagar, an Air Force combat veteran and a mom. This door behind me is from my Hawk helicopter. It's all that's left of the aircraft that I was flying that day. I was on a rescue mission in Afghanistan, a combat search and rescue pilot. I heard the windshield crack and realized I'd been shot.
So this one's going to be a lot happier. All I did was write a story that was an absolutely fantastic story. So this one goes out to the next United States Senator from the great state of Texas, MJ Hagar.
And the second Emmy goes to Redacción de Contenido Promocional, KVDA.
El presidente Trump llega decidido a construir el muro fronterizo.
Honduras está viviendo una crisis.
Noticias 60 Telemundo le tuvo cobertura en equipo.
Competition here is heated.
Somos el único medio en español que siempre le presenta la información en vivo.
This is common sense. They need a barrier, they need a wall.
En el lugar de los hechos. La información de última hora al instante. En Noticias 60 Telemundo. Trabajando para usted.
Gracias, gracias. Lo dedico a Telemundo 60 San Antonio. Where are you guys? Thank you, guys.
In the category Graphic Arts, Graphics Animation, the nominees are
And the Emmy goes to So You Wanna Go to Mars, NASA TV.
The Space Shuttle kicked off a series of regular missions advancing astronaut training, launch capabilities, and on-orbit operations. The Space Shuttle enabled us to build the International Space Station, expanding our ability to use space for scientific research and teaching us how to make a permanent home away from Earth. Astronauts still live there today. Building on 60 years of knowledge and discovery prepares us to go farther than humanity has ever gone before.
We'd like to thank all of our friends and family who support us, and also all the men and women at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, who are keeping us flying in space and building a brighter future.
Absolutely. Couldn't have done this without this man. This is my first one. Look forward to many more. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome WFAA's Director of Community Marketing, Stephanie Wilcox.
Good evening. Tonight, I'm honored to introduce my dear friend and 2019 Silver Circle inductee, Jerry Cadigan. He is WFAA's longest tenured employee, having celebrated 46 years with the station this past summer. With this type of tenure, you find unprecedented institutional knowledge, deep loyalty, and incredible dedication. What you also find in Jerry specifically is a thirst for knowledge, a passion to create the best possible product, and a humble heart of gold. With his induction this evening, Jerry becomes the 15th broadcaster with WFAA roots in the Lonestar chapter Silver Circle, and I dare say there is no one more deserving. On behalf of all of his WFAA colleagues, it is with tremendous pride that we present Jerry Cadigan.
I used to kind of head the internships in the summer. Jerry was in one of my classes, and that's how I first met him.
Jerry started the 3-month internship, and by the time the 3 months were up, the crew that had worked with Jerry sent me an urgent message and said, do not let this guy get away.
It's the only job he's ever had as an adult, and according to him, it's the only job he ever wanted.
You get better looking every day on Channel 8.
I think Jerry's most proud to work at a station that he watched as a child.
He used to come down here and watch us on Saturdays do the Group and Chapman show when he was in high school.
He had such a high standard in his own mind of what WFAA was when he started working here, which rightly so. But the fact that he's been the one that's been able to continue that legacy for nearly 50 years, that is really his goal.
Jerry Cadigan, director.
Jerry Cadigan is just as engaged and just as influential in the way we approach our business and production projects and initiatives as he was 20 or 30 years ago. And you can't do that without embracing change, without embracing new ways of doing things and new ways of thinking. And I think, to me, that's what's most impressive about Jerry's tenure at WFAA.
Jerry is a student of the game. You know, whatever is out there, whatever is latest, Jerry studies it so that he can be an expert at it.
When you go back and you look at the record books 50 years from now about high-definition television, you're going to see Jerry Cadigan's name written in those record books.
I don't think he realizes how many people in this industry, let alone this company, emulate him and want to be like him.
He mentors the people in the station. He mentors his coworkers. He's mentored me over the years.
We look at Jerry sort of as this beaming light, the voice of reason. He is able to get things done with a sense of calm that is just so amazing, and it warmed your heart.
I think his most significant accomplishment is the way that he's been able to work with teams, to assemble teams, to manage those teams through very complicated situations and do that very productively.
When we decided we were going to do Big DNYE, I think that's when I saw Jerry at his best. This was a television show that was syndicated to 30 stations across the region. And without Jerry, we wouldn't have been able to pull that off.
Jerry and I have worked together on countless projects.
Big community events to promotional announcements.
The JFK 50th anniversary.
Marathons and parades and
22 different operas.
Santa's Helpers.
Symphony Orchestra.
The bigger question is, what have I not worked with Jerry on?
He's got a lot of experience, and you learn from that. And he's a guy you want to learn from.
I mean, his door even says Jerry's. It's like his own club. Welcome to Jerry's.
A station that's been around for 70, and Jerry's worked here almost 50 of those years. To associate one person with the television station, Jerry Cadigan is that guy.
I don't know what Jerry's lasting legacy at WFAA will be, because to be honest, Jerry's not done yet, folks.
I will say that Jerry is more relevant today than ever before. His talent, his commitment, and his dedication are all things we need to get us to tomorrow, all things that he is being honored for tonight, but that we absolutely need. So we are excited that he's not going anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Cadigan.
I want to thank Stephanie for the wonderful intro, and Dave Mascari and Alan Rose, who edited the video. It was wonderful. I don't know who they're really talking about, but I'm glad I'm here. And I also want to thank the Lonestar chapter for this really, really great honor. There are so many people I need to thank tonight for getting me to this point. I'll never be able to mention them all by name, so let me apologize in advance if I forget to mention anybody. Nobody does this work alone, and I'm so, so lucky to work at the creative community that is WFAA. My coworkers are the smartest and most creative in the industry. We make great television, tell great stories, and most of the time, we have a great fun time doing it. There are so many of you guys here tonight. All I can say is thank you for allowing me to be part of the incredible television station we have created at WFAA. I do want to mention a couple of people by name. As you saw in the video, I was hired as a summer intern in 1973 by Bob Turner, who was the production manager at the time. Bob must have seen something in me that I didn't see in myself, because, and I'm grateful that he took a chance on me and gave me the only job I've ever had in television. Bob was the first person in a long line of people who has always seemed to show up at the right time to mentor, cajole, correct, and encourage me throughout my career. And then there's Dave. Dave Mascari came to the station in 1991 as promotion manager. We really didn't have a word for it at the time, but Dave is the kind of person we would now call a disruptor. Dave shook things up. Together over the years, we've created, produced, shot, written, and edited more promos, projects, and presentations than I have time to list. Dave's been a supervisor, mentor, and guidance counselor, but mostly he's been a good friend. And what he's done for me personally over the past year and a half goes well beyond friendship. Thank you, Dave, for your love and care. And finally, most importantly, I want to thank my wonderful family. First is the amazing Caton. In case you couldn't guess by now, Caton and I met in the WFAA newsroom. Where else? Thank you, Caton, for always rolling with the crazy schedules, the late arrivals, and all the other disruptions you've endured and accepted over the years. And I want to thank my two remarkable children, my intelligent and beautiful attorney daughter, Kathleen, and my remarkable and creative journalist son, Trevor. Thank you guys for your flexibility and understanding and your unconditional love. You probably didn't love the television station as much as I did, but you loved me enough to pretend that you did, and that was enough for me. This is truly a memorable night and an incredible recognition that I will treasure, I almost said Trevor, that I will treasure forever. Tonight, I can honestly say that I am the luckiest man on the face of the planet. Thank you very much.
The nominees for Children, Youth, Teen Program, Special Feature Segment are
The Emmy in this category goes to Road Trip Nation, Room to Grow. Road Trip Nation.
When you're in high school, you are expected to make a lot of huge decisions about your future, especially in Texas, where many students today are asked to choose a specialized area of study, essentially taking the first steps towards their future career. That's why this year, Road Trip Nation brought together 4 groups of high school students from the El Paso, Austin, Dallas, and Houston areas. Together they explored their region, Texas, interviewing inspiring individuals, professionals, and students.
Right on. It's an honor to be here. Wanted to give this to everyone at Road Trip Nation. They're the greatest people with the biggest hearts. And also, I love the content we choose to produce. Great to be here with you, Dan. And it's an honor to...
The nominees for Informational, Instructional, Program, Special, Feature, Segment, Series are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Amenaza Invernal, KXTX.
Los últimos 2 inviernos han sido relativamente cálidos y con poco o ninguna precipitación invernal en el norte de Texas.
Es muy difícil saber cuándo será la próxima tormenta invernal que provocará un caos en nuestra región, pero sí sabemos que estamos más cerca de esta cada día que pasa.
La historia reciente demuestra que no se necesita demasiado para que en el norte de Texas tengamos los efectos significativos asociados a un evento invernal. Lo único que resta es prepararse. Esto es Amenaza Invernal.
So I have to thank Freddie first because he pushed us and challenged us for us, and thank you to my wife for being always available when I needed her.
Adiós a Telemundo, a mi esposa, a mi mamá en Puerto Rico, gracias.
A mis padres en España y también al excelente trabajo que hicieron los camarones.
And the second Emmy goes to Many Faces of UT Health, KTRK.
During violent epileptic seizures,
Ran through a glass storefront.
he fell headfirst down brick stairs, nearly drowned, and burnt half of his body. Today, he's seizure-free. And what began as strep throat
would never imagine in a million years that it could happen to me.
became a deadly superbug.
Hello, I'm Alona Carson. From innovative ways to fight superbugs to life-transforming surgeries, the many faces of UT Health are making a difference.
In the category Special Event Coverage Other Than News or Sports, the nominees are
And the Emmy goes to the 36th Annual Black Music and the Civil Rights Movement Concert, KTXA.
I wasn't part of this production. If any of them could have been here tonight, I'm sure they would have thanked someone.
in Arts Entertainment Program Feature Segment. The nominees are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Bad Birds, the Austin American Statesman.
Birds connect us to nature. They give us the opportunity to be inspired, to see beauty, to be uplifted, and to be in the moment.
The grackles they take it to a whole nother level. They're everywhere. Eating my burger, P. Terry's been shooing away the grackles.
They're going to come down and sit on your table and say, hey, you eating that then?
Thank you so much. This is definitely a huge honor for both me and Anna. Thank you for the Austin American Statesman. They are awesome. They do such great work. James Gregg, who's our editor, who's right there right now. My family for sure, and I'm sure I want to speak for Anna's family as well, but also everyone who produces.
And the second Emmy goes to Violinista, Music to My Ears, HISD.
Así es, sin importar la discapacidad, HISD trabaja con estudiantes para que tengan éxito académico y también a desarrollar sus talentos.
Our band class plays.
Guiada por el sentido del tacto, Marjorie del Arca aprende a leer utilizando el sistema Braille.
A, B, C, D.
La joven de 14 años nació con hipoplasia del nervio óptico, una condición que causó la pérdida de su vista.
Esta niña es un ejemplo a seguir, a pesar de que no ve, ella puede inspirar muchos corazones y muy talentosa. Ese Emmy es para ella.
Wow, it's number 16 and I'm very blessed to be able to tell this kind of stories, and I owe it all to my wife for all her support, my children, and Rebecca.
the nominees for short format program Informational Entertainment are
In this category, the Emmy goes to Be the Bridge, The Cooper Road, The Leap Agency, Tori and T.D. Jakes Ministries.
Shreveport, the north side of Louisiana. That's where I grew up, right over the bridge. Not quite right there, right there. The Cooper Road, one of the largest black communities in America. Coming up, they started their own fire station, their own public transportation. You can go to preschool all the way to college and never leave the neighborhood. There's no place like it.
On behalf of TD Jakes and the Tory program, we just want to say a special thank you for this prestigious award.
Our ability to do this work is grounded in our faith in God and also some key partnerships, namely my husband, Adrian, who should be here tonight, but watching from home with our son who's running a fever.
The nominees in Public Current Community Affairs Program Special Series are
And the Emmy goes to Pulling Together, KTVT.
The first recorded history of Texas began with the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors back in 1519. And up until the mid-1800s, all or parts of Texas were claimed by several different countries. But the people who settled here wanted something more, something different. And with that independent spirit of Texas was born. Today, Texas is home to over 28 million people and state pride that has no rival. Two of the biggest cities in the state.
I did have something to do with this one, along with pretty much every other person at the station, where we managed to raise $250,000 for children's cancer. And while this takes a distant second to that, it's still pretty great. Thank you.
I'm just happy my daughter just got her first Emmy tonight from UNT. That's what I'm proud of. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Hannah.
in the category Documentary, Cultural, Historical. The nominees are
And the Emmy goes to 13 Hours to Midnight, the Texas Tribune.
Hundreds of loud protesters packed the state capitol. One lawmaker staged a filibuster that lasted hours.
That was quite a shocking day. Sitting up in that gallery with so much mayhem.
The first thing that pops into my mind is an adrenaline that went through the whole day.
I disagreed with probably most of what she said, but it was sort of the music of democracy.
There were so many women there that were just ignited.
It was democracy.
Thank you. This is the Texas Tribune's first Emmy, and it comes in the month when we celebrate 10 years as a nonpartisan, nonprofit news organization. I share this with Todd Weissman and Justin Dane, and thanks to my loving family, including my husband, who's here tonight. Thank you.
The nominees for Interview Discussion Program Special Feature Segment Series are
In this category, the Emmy goes to Crossing the Line, KIDY.
I try to think that I'm real open-minded, but yeah, it will. It's changing everything every day, as a matter of fact.
We brought people together from all across West Texas to talk about some of the things that are easy to talk about and some things that do require a little bit more thought.
in the category Magazine Program Feature Segment. The nominees are
And the Emmy goes to The Texas Bucket List, Mom's Musical Memories, McAuliffe Productions LP.
My mother's been collecting since 1985. So it's her passion, and basically they call her a very smart, intelligent woman to save all this music, but basically she was just a hoarder.
Musical, everything.
But there is some music Janie doesn't like.
When they say bedwash or things like that.
Despite her age, Janie comes here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. And that's after her son told her she had to take Wednesdays off.
If it was her way, she'd be here every day, including Sunday.
Very surreal moment for me. Whenever we go across the road, we always hear Bob Wills is still the king. In my book, Bob Phillips is still the king, and it's very surreal to be up here nominated with you, sir. So very appreciative. Thank you so much. God bless Texas. Y'all take care.
The nominees for Magazine Program, Program Special Series are
The first Emmy in this category goes to The Day Tripper, Seguin, Texas, Hogaboom Road, Inc.
All across Texas, there are towns that feel different the second you set your feet down on the soil. Towns that somehow feel older, wiser, as if they've endured more passing time than others and have the scars and stories to prove it. Our destination today is one of those, a town that's been around since the very dawn of Texas, continues to abide with every passing century.
Seguin! Well, okay, wait. It's good? All right.
Seguin! I figured it out, guys. 7 nominations with no win. It was the lucky Texas flag socks right here. This is what did it. Thank you to all the voters. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you, Bob Phillips. Thank you, everybody. We love y'all.
And the second Emmy goes to Los Fugitivos, KVDA.
Siguiendo el rastro de los fugitivos más peligrosos.
Van a seguir siendo criminales, van a seguir haciendo sus crímenes en el mundo de afuera.
Desde San Antonio hasta la frontera.
Alguien en este momento sabe dónde está escondiéndose. Alguien tiene información de cómo localizarlo.
Yo soy Santiago Gallego y estos son los fugitivos.
Wow, qué emoción. Esto va para mi familia, para mi mamá, mi abuela, mis hermanas y mi novia. Por ustedes estoy aquí. Muchísimas gracias, Telemundo 60.
Muchas gracias. Gracias a mi familia que me está viendo desde casa. Y muchas gracias a José y Adolfo. Gracias por la oportunidad. Y a Santiago por siempre estar allí. Gracias.
The nominees in documentary, topical are
And the Emmy goes to Behind the Cameras, The Fall of Dallas County Schools, KXAS.
NBC5 investigated and voters acted, shutting down an entire government agency.
They are a financial time bomb waiting to explode.
Then the FBI moved in.
Tonight, the man who used to run DCS has pleaded guilty to accepting millions of dollars in bribes.
Tonight, inside the NEC5 investigation that started it all, revealing millions of your money spent on Ricky business.
Why have the finances gotten so bad?
Thank you. A government official on the take.
Hey, Scott Friedman, Peter Hull, and Jose Sanchez did incredible work on this series that's making a difference. Thank you, guys.
the nominees for Public Current Community Affairs feature segment are
And the Emmy goes to The Voice of Austin, ATXN.
If you're listening, you can hear a familiar voice echoing throughout the city of Austin.
Wait to cross Red River at 11.
A voice that guides people across busy roads and intersections.
The walk sign is on to cross Red River at 11.
You can tell by the authentic Texas draw.
Oh, there you go.
This voice calls Austin home.
That's my normal voice.
Lupe Alvarado.
Yeah, the voice of Austin.
I'm going to act like this is my first award because it is. Thank you to my God, my family, my husband right there. And thank you to ATXN, City of Austin. This is for all of the public servants across the world, including Lupe Alvarado, who gets up every morning to serve our cities. Thank you.
in the category Texas Heritage Program Special Feature Segment. The nominees are
This category has 2 Emmy recipients. The first Emmy goes to Huhu Kiwat, The Cattle Grass House, Hecho a Mano Productions.
The Caddo lived here, they managed this land, they had a rich, wonderful civilization, and eventually, because of exploration and colonialism, they're no longer here. This is no longer their home.
And the other Emmy goes to T39, Contigo Primero, La Ciudad Vaquera, KXTX.
Fort Worth es conocida como la Ciudad Vaquera.
Adornada de contrastes y donde comienza el oeste.
Pero para los hispanos la Gran Plaza representa.
Yo creo que la Gran Plaza es como un pedacito de México aquí en Texas y es agradable, es confortable estar con los paisanos, es agradable.
La comunidad es lo más importante para nosotros y me da muchísimo gusto haberlo ganado porque la comunidad nos hace y es lo más importante para mi familia y Telemundo es los que vienen.
Muchísimas gracias, Forward, Dallas, oh my God, la Ciudad Vaquera, nada mejor que ganarlo en casa, así que ¡vamos!
In Texas Heritage News Single Story Series Feature, the nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Acordeón, Instrumento Inmortal, KUVN.
Sol.
En este pequeño rincón en el mero corazón del barrio de Oak Cliff en la ciudad de Dallas, Texas, se fabrica algo más que acordeones y bajos sextos. Un lugar que hace soñar en grande a Gerardo Rodríguez, a quien con sus 19 años como músico, la necesidad lo ha convertido en el único técnico.
Gracias. Insist, persist, never give up. Gracias, Univisión 23 Dallas.
Thank you.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Rockwall's Rock Wall, KXAS.
I was 5 years old when they covered it up.
It's not far from his front door. And these days, it's hard to get to.
I don't want it easy.
But what sits on David Knupp's property
Go down those steps.
has long been the source of much debate.
I don't think God made them that way. I think man had something to do with that.
We are in Rockwall, Texas, the home of the famous Rock Wall.
David's wife, Patty.
There are a lot of stories going around.
Guys, thank you for this. I just got really lucky and worked with Chris on a funny story I heard a rumor about, this wall buried under rock wall. Nobody else would go look it up but me and Chris, so thank you.
Well done, Pete. Good job, man.
in the category Writer, Program, Non-News, including Script Preferred. The nominees are
And the Emmy goes to Unsung Heroes, Phillips Productions.
I'm a big reader. I love to read, especially history books. My wife says, I don't know how you remember these names and dates and dates. And I said, well, if you take interest in something, you really hold on to it, you know.
We've all been told you never really stop learning. Well, it's people like Bob Sneed who live and breathe by that motto. His curiosity led him to become the walking history book.
I want to thank my family, Bob, Kelly, everyone at Texas Country Reporter. None of this would have been possible without y'all, so thank you.
The nominees for Arts Entertainment Program Special are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Dallas Symphony Orchestra Christmas Pops 2018, WFAA.
You'll notice I still have my shoes on. Three of my greatest passions in life are making music, Christmas, and directing television, and this allows me to bring all three of those together. So thank you very much.
And the second Emmy goes to Taste of the Republic, KVDA.
Se dice que en Texas todo es más grande y su gastronomía es un perfecto ejemplo de ello. Con esto en mente, un innovador y reconocido chef sanantoniano se dio a la tarea de dividir el estado de la estrella solitaria en diferentes regiones culinarias. Así es como nace Taste of the Republic. Gracias a mi Dios Padre por permitirme brillar con su luz divina. Gracias a Telemundo. Mamá, lo logramos. Esto es por ti y para ti. Nadie sabe lo que esto ha costado. Gracias a Telemundo.
Gracias Telemundo, gracias mi amor. Lo logramos, estamos aquí. Gracias a Telemundo.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Noah Morris to the stage.
I'm a millennial, so I'm going to read off my phone. I hope y'all don't mind. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all the Academy members. God bless Texas. I'm the youngest and therefore the best child of our Golden Circle inductee tonight. Like many things in my life, nepotism brought me to this stage. But nepotism didn't bring my father here. Talent, hard work, determination, and excellence brought him here. I've been fortunate enough to have worked with him as well as traveled with him to trustee meetings over the years. There's no doubt that my father is deserving of this honor. Whether it's been directing live events, working commercials, or navigating the Game of Thrones style politics that come with the trustee meetings, I'm very grateful to have been a part of that with you. I've always admired and envied my father's work ethic. I've never met anyone in my life that can match it. No one can run circles around this man. Dad, you deserve this. Me, Mom, all the kids, we love you.
Emmy Award winner Alan Morris has mastered virtually every part of the television industry. His interest in show business developed at the age of 5 when he was given a marionette to play with. During their childhood, Alan and his twin sister Myra were hired to perform puppet shows at other children's birthday parties. When they started high school in 1969, they operated puppets on Through Magic Doorways.
That's when my television career began. By the time I was 17, I was directing the news.
I drive Ford pickup because my daddy told me they're built tough. Right, Daddy?
Right. After graduating from Stephen F. Austin State University, Alan was immediately hired at KDOG in Houston. The first national commercial he edited won the Clio.
My daddy came to Texas in a covered wagon. I had to learn about Fords on my own. I'm a smart old bird, ain't I?
Within a year, Alan convinced the management of KDOG to let him produce a pilot for a sitcom, They'd Hang You in Nashville.
I took it to Grant Tinker in Hollywood, and what I had thought was very funny was not funny at all. Tinker suggested that I drop my pilot into the Los Angeles River on my way out of town. Then he spent 2 hours giving me the best advice of my life. on how to succeed in this business.
Returning to Houston, Alan was busy producing an all-night movie show, Pause for the Night, that featured celebrity interviews, live comedy sketches, and musical performances.
So I keep holding on. I sing a blind love blue.
Metro Media purchased KDOG and changed the call letters to KRIV. Alan's next assignment was traveling with the Astros, producing games for Major League Baseball. Throughout the remainder of the 80s, Alan spent much of his time producing music videos for various up-and-coming performers. He and a partner formed Belay Media in 1998. Belay Media gave Alan the opportunity to concentrate on making documentaries, examining important topics in depth, making films that he felt could have an impact on the lives of the viewers who saw them. His work was rewarded with many of the most prestigious awards the industry offered, including several regional Emmy Awards. His first national Emmy Award was for a feature called The Night the Rains Came, about the devastation wrought on Houston by Tropical Storm Allison in 2001.
Right now I'm working on a project with Bill Millett called Star Film Ranch. It's about the very first movie studio in Texas.
The Western movie genre, as we know it today, had its beginning in San Antonio at Star Film Ranch from 1910 until 1911. The company recently used the set that John Wayne built on Happy Shahan's ranch in Braggartville to shoot a recreation of the Star Film crew making their movie.
Part of me that was you.
In recognition of a half-century contributing to the television industry, it is with great pleasure that the Lonestar chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences proudly inducts Alan Morris into the Gold Circle.
Here he comes, the Sheik of Shaboom, 'cause he's solid gold, the Sheik of Shaboom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Morris.
Un abrazo a todos. Te quiero mucho. I'm here tonight to make a confession for a mortal sin I committed 16 years ago. I was nominated for an Emmy, and my wife asked me if we were going to go to the award show, and I said no. Every time I go to those things, I don't win. To which she responded, "It's always great to be nominated. It's such an honor." And it is. It is a great honor. And I'm very grateful. And I'm very grateful to have had a career. But I made a big mistake when we went to New York. She talked me into going. We went. Lo and behold, my category came up, and they read my name. My son was sitting on my left and started punching me. My wife was punching on the other side and said, it's you, get up, go. So I got up and I went. I got up to the podium and I made the best acceptance speech anyone has ever made. Except I didn't mention my wife. That is a mistake I will not make again. Nina, you have been a part of my career for more than half of the 50 years that we're celebrating this evening. Without you, I have no career. I love you. 50 years is a long time, and it's been a great career. It has allowed me to see the world. I've met presidents, heads of state, criminals, sometimes the same person. I've worked with a lot of celebrities. Orson Welles was fortunate enough once to work for me and narrated one of my films. It has been a great career for which I am most grateful, and by no means is it over. I'm working on Star Film Ranch right now down in San Antonio. However, I've got a little advice for you youngsters in the room, because you all outnumber us now. So do your best work possible. Earn the recognition that your work will certainly deserve. More importantly, savor every day. Be grateful for every day you have in this business, because, believe me, 50 years goes by very quickly. Thank you.
The nominees for Technology News Single Story Series Feature are
And the first Emmy goes to Dallas to Fort Worth in 6 minutes, KXAS.
In the desert outside Las Vegas, you'll find a bet on the future, a gleaming white tube about the length of 5 football fields. It's not an oil pipeline or a massive water main. It's the world's very first Hyperloop.
We've seen some people come here as skeptics, but they never leave here as skeptics.
The idea is hard to believe, traveling at speeds up to 700 miles an hour.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to The Dangers of Virtual Reality, KXTX.
This one's pretty scary.
La primera vez que Ana Laura usó la realidad virtual fue hace casi un año y le encantó.
Fantástico, es como vivir una fantasía que estás adentro del juego y de verdad que sientes que estás en esa situación.
Pero no solo es en la industria del entretenimiento donde se está usando este tipo de tecnología. La Universidad de Texas en Dallas cuenta con programas novedosos.
Dos cabezas piensan mejor que una. El resultado de trabajo en equipo, gracias a todos los que hicieron esto posible. Gracias.
In Feature News Report, Light Feature Series, the nominees are
And the Emmy goes to La Jornada, KRGV.
Todo es completamente diferente. Las carreteras, los lugares.
Todos los niños que están en la escuela hablan inglés. Entonces para mí fue muy difícil a poderme adaptar. Es como tener otra vida. Desde como en una semana me empecé a sentir bien porque pude irme adaptando, entonces pude ir haciendo amigos.
I want to accept this award for Valerie, who's the reporter I grew up with, has become a great investigator who we all look up to. She wanted to do a story about immigrants, but she wanted to do a story about immigrants who are children. She did an awesome job. Great job, Valerie.
And the Emmy also goes to Letters to Heaven, WFAA.
Lance Donahoe wasn't going to be part of this story until it landed on his doorstep.
When something kind of falls in your lap, it's hard to ignore. This message landed in my yard for some reason. I didn't know what, but I certainly was curious.
It happened a few weeks ago, and out of the sky, a balloon floated through the trees.
Found it right here.
Lance, a business coach and trainer, was on his way out the door.
I want to thank my beautiful girlfriend, Natalie, my family who's watching at home, and I mean, they've already said it tonight, but this guy for making a simple story look even more beautiful. So, thank you guys.
The nominees in Feature News Report Serious Feature Series are
The first Emmy in this category goes to El Puente de la Esperanza, KINT.
Salen de Venezuela como una marea humana rumbo a Colombia con hambre de libertad.
Porque uno también tiene derecho de comer. Nadie puede ser egoísta porque Dios dio el mundo para todos nosotros.
Datos de Migración Colombia revelan que cada día se movilizan unas 35.000 personas que huyen de la República Bolivariana buscando mejores condiciones de vida. Colombia, el país vecino, ha sido el principal receptor de este.
Gracias a la Academia, este premio refleja la solidaridad que existe entre los pueblos colombianos y venezolanos. Gracias a World Vision, a Michelle Mitchell, a César Contreras y por supuesto a nuestra casa, Univisión El Paso.
Gracias a mi familia, que pues, seguramente...
And the other Emmy in this category goes to The Crash That Killed the Grays, KPRC.
Direct to Hobby, 425 to golf.
She made sure that everything was perfect.
In June 2016, 46-year-old Dana Gray, her husband Tony, and his brother Jerry were on a mission.
Jerry and Tony's dad was in the hospital in Houston.
The plan was for Dana Gray, a pilot with more than 300 hours experience, to fly the trio from their home in Oklahoma to Houston Hobby.
Congratulations again to Joel Eisenbaum, who's not here tonight. Joel is second Emmy of the night. He's a master storyteller, great investigative reporter, and we're very lucky to have him at KPRC. Thank you.
in the category Weather, News, Single Story, Series, Feature. The nominees are
The first Emmy in this category goes to First Warning Weather University, KXAN.
Wind is defined as the movement of air. In the natural world, it's caused by differences in pressure. Atmospheric pressure is the weight of the atmosphere above us constantly squishing down on us. On a typical day, the weight of the atmosphere exerts a pressure down on the Earth of about 14.7 pounds per square inch. So the grass in our front yard, the water in the lakes, even our bodies are constantly under that pressure.
I want to thank my husband, my awesome family, and the amazing people at KXAN, and this guy, David Yeomans, who's the most brilliant man I've ever worked with. Thank you. You talk, buddy.
Hey, you know, I've been babbling about weather to anybody who comes within 50 feet of me for my whole life. So thank you to Chad and Dax for finally giving me an outlet for that. And Eric, the most talented man at KXAN, for making it.
And the Emmy also goes to Harvey, Un Año Después, KXLN.
Estaba lloviendo muchísimo. La calle ya estaba totalmente llena. Los dos solo pudimos agarrar 2 bolsas. En toda la vida yo pensaría que iba a pasar lo que pasó. La primera vez que entramos en casa 2 semanas después, obviamente esta es una puerta nueva, pero la puerta se había hinchado tanto del agua, tantos días, que no la podíamos abrir.
We want to thank every single of the members of the Univision 45 team. This is for all of you guys because Harvey was such a big time for all of us, and this it's for each one of you. We all deserve this award. Thank you.
the nominees for Specialty Assignment Report, News, Single Story, Series, Feature are
The first Emmy goes to El Negocio Oculto de las Placas Temporales, KXLN.
están por todos lados. Avisos que ofrecen placas temporales de papel en poco tiempo y por $50. Dicen ser válidas por 60 días y 100% oficiales. Pero, ¿lo son realmente? Salimos a investigar.
Las placas falsas es algo que se está viendo especialmente en nuestras comunidades hispanas. A través del Facebook, y esta gente sabe que hay mercado para este tipo de clientes, ¿no?
Oof, I was not expecting this. Primero Dios, then my wonderful husband has been my rock since day one. My family in Argentina, my parents, my sister, my #1 fan, and special thanks to Marta Catán, my boss. Thank you for all your trust in me. Y el gran equipo de Univision 45. Muchas gracias.
And the second Emmy goes to, on the banks of the Rio Grande, KPRC.
I'm here to show you the truth.
What we need is a van.
We cannot keep up. This doesn't stop.
This is just one day south of McAllen.
Buenas. ¿Cómo están? ¿De dónde son?
We're riding Border Patrol agent Carlos Ruiz. Less than 10 minutes after taking a dirt road paralleling the Rio Grande, we came across a group of 24 immigrants who just made it over the border.
They're actively look for us.
So they're trying to get...
Yes, they want to get caught.
Robert Arnold is not here tonight, but I know he appreciates this. Thank you.
In the category Politics, Government, News Single Story Feature, the nominees are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Maleza, Chatarra y Desechos, KTMD.
En una tranquila calle residencial hay una casa que luce mucho peor que las otras, quemada casi en su totalidad, con un patio que almacena un auto chatarra.
Como pueden ver, afecta mucho a los vecinos y justo a cruzar la calle hasta una iglesia y hay casas ocupadas aquí alrededor.
Ángel Córdoba es inspector con el Departamento de Vecindarios de la ciudad de Houston y dice que evalúa al menos 20 viviendas al día.
Ángel, entonces este es otro ejemplo de las cosas que podemos encontrar.
Oh my God, this is so exciting. This is my first award ever, so thank you. Oh my God, my heart is bumping so fast. Muchísimas gracias a mi familia tan querida de Telemundo Houston, nuestro VP de Noticias, Jerry Vázquez, Tony Canales, gracias.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Rodney Ellis, Amazon, Mr. Car Wash, Spain, and a taxpayer-funded campaign Cadillac, KPRC.
When the conference wrapped, Ellis then took a cross-country trip to Sevilla to learn about bikes.
You said you were in Sevilla for bike infrastructure.
Yes.
But what's fascinating is that on your campaign report, you said you were at the Gas Tech conference.
Well, I did both.
Gas Tech conference is here in Barcelona. Sevilla is 618 miles away, sir.
Yeah, so what are you looking at here?
The conference is over. I'm looking at your report.
The trip was charged to the campaign for over $1,200 in transportation and hotel costs.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank Bill Carruthers, John Hill, John Broen, our photographers, a talented team. These awards are a team effort, and I want to thank them. Specifically also to Aaron Wishy, our executive producer and House and News Director. Aaron, thank you so very much for everything. And most importantly, to my wife, Katie.
The nominees for Talent, Reporter, Specialty Assignment are
In this category, the Emmy goes to A Healthy Dose of Storytelling, KHOU.
At 37 years old, Lisa Catrone is relearning how to write. This, an incredible accomplishment after 4 years of physical therapy.
There are people that are very mean because I'm not stupid, but they think I am.
After a horrific crash.
I don't remember anything, nothing.
Lisa was treated for organ failure and broken bones.
Her lungs collapsed and was filling up with blood.
I want to thank my husband and my photographer, Derek Felton, and KHOU, because I know if there's ever a story that I want to do, the managers will say yes. Thanks, everyone.
And the Emmy also goes to Cobertura Electoral, KXTX.
Who's the biggest challenger? Who's the biggest challenger, Mr. Challenger? Bernie Sanders es parte de más de 20 aspirantes a la nominación demócrata, pero según encuestas, Joe Biden, quien apenas hoy se postuló, sería su mayor contrincante.
Okay, Joe Biden is a friend of mine. Joe and I disagree on...
A lo que dijo, Joe Biden es su amigo, aun cuando no concuerdan en varias posturas, pero al final dijo que gane las primarias se concentrará en derrotar al que calificó como el presidente más peligroso que ha tenido el país.
Oh, wow! Thank you. It's so much fun covering politics. I don't do it that often. This night is amazing, especially because my mom's here with me for the first time. Mami, primera vez conmigo, el primero de la noche. Gracias.
The nominees for Talent, Anchor, Weather are...
The Emmy goes to Chief Meteorologist Néstor Flecha, KXTX.
Más a inicios de esta semana laboral, esa tormenta de arena o de polvo provocó titulares, afectó el estado de Arizona y provocó condiciones sumamente peligrosas para las personas que trataban de manejar en condiciones de cero visibilidad. Y sepa que esto no solamente sucede en nuestro planeta, también sucede en nuestro planeta vecino. El planeta Marte experimenta una de las tormentas de arena o de polvo más intensas de la historia reciente. Esta ha cubierto todo el planeta rojo y no ha permitido el que los laboratorios como el Curiosity, que investigan diariamente.
I want to say thanks to my wife, who's the one who supports me all the time, and now with our son, Nestiro, who's home for the first time without us. So thank you to my wife, to my family, to my wonderful team in Telemundo. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you, each and one of everybody. Thank you very much.
And the Emmy also goes to WFAA Weather, WFAA.
Tornadoes. I want to talk about tornadoes.
Whoa, okay.
I want to talk about tornadoes, what it means for us here in North Texas. So I'm going to go back here. I like this. You know, I typically watch the Rangers games on this, but tonight I'm going to talk about weather. So here we go. This is March 1st. This is our severe weather threat area climatologically in early March. So it's across the deep south, kind of northeast Texas as well. And then as the spring rolls along, we head to April 1. You can see it expands across the deep south, Oklahoma, certainly all of North Texas by April 1.
Well, Pete's not here, but I will give a shout out to the lovely Jackie Delkis, who will accept this on her hat.
In the category Politics, Government, News Series, the nominees are...
And the Emmy goes to Channel 2 Investigates, exposes FEMA after Harvey, new trailer sold for cheap, extensions denied, and extra pay for employees, KPRC.
Every investigation is a journey. This one starts right here.
Nice little day, isn't it?
You're about to see an introduction, handshake, and a lightning-fast denial.
I'm with KPRC Channel 2 in Houston, NBC.
Okay.
Is it possible we can take our cameras into the facility here?
Oh, no. I don't do any photography inside.
This is not a top-secret government facility. It's the tiny town of Hearne, Texas.
Thank you to the entire management team at KPRC, Jerry Martin, Dave Strickland, Aaron Wishy. Thank you so much. To the talented teams of photographers, John Barone, John Hill, our editor, our incredible editor, Bill Crothers, and to my wife, Katie. Thank you so very much for this honor. We really do appreciate it. Thank you.
The nominees for Societal Concerns, News Single Story Series Feature are...
The first Emmy in this category goes to Kids Were Dying, WFAA.
And a little white whale on the go, 2, 3, 4. Baby beluga.
Flip the channel.
and watch where we take you. It was the 90s.
And a little white whale on the go. The 90s. That was an interesting time, wasn't it?
This is News 8 at 6.
All right, this Emmy is for the 19 kids in Plano who died of heroin overdoses, and we cannot tell those stories enough. That was a local story that turned national, and I want to thank WFAA for giving us the opportunity to tell those stories. They just said, go find it, and we did. Thanks, guys.
And the next Emmy goes to No Identificados, KNVO.
Ya sálgase, ya voy llegando, córrele, se va a poner el cinturón la volada, como le dije, sálgase, órale, vámonos, vámonos.
Sé que nunca me voy a volver a ver como era de sonreír.
Dicen que es el dinero más fácil que agarra uno.
Que este premio sirva como recordatorio que tenemos que contar estas historias de los migrantes como periodistas, quienes dejan sus países natales, dejan todo por una vida en Estados Unidos. Y gracias al mejor fotógrafo que pude tener a mi lado, Julio.
In the category Weather, News Weathercast, the nominees are
In this category, the Emmy goes to Severe Uncertainty, KEYE.
Michelle, all the ingredients are in place for what could be a long-lived stormy pattern. It starts as early as late today and takes us all the way through your Saturday with the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms, heavy rain, flash flooding. But this is a tricky setup. Unlike our last two severe weather events, both of them falling on Wednesdays, this area of low pressure, you see it spinning into New Mexico this morning, is going to take a trip up towards the north of the state of Texas, not making a direct impact. So instead, we are under the influence of this messy jet stream energy. There are some little embedded areas.
To my parents and my new wife, Ivy, this should have your name on it. You've been my rock through the last 4 years. And thank you to our news director, Rob Cartwright, for giving me an outlet to express my love for this science. Thank you.
And the second Emmy goes to Weather Coverage, KXTX.
Con la llegada del frío del invierno aparece uno de los grandes enemigos de los conductores, el hielo negro. Aparece bajo condiciones de bajas temperaturas y también de humedad, pero no aparece en todos sitios por igual, siendo los puentes y los viaductos áreas donde se da con mayor frecuencia. Le contamos el porqué. El primer factor es la estructura del puente. A diferencia de las carreteras, el aire frío circula tanto por encima como por debajo de la superficie del viaducto y por lo tanto podemos afirmar que la estructura pierde calor por todos lados. Esto pesa, esto pesa. Como diríamos en España, joder, tío. Saludos a mis dos familias, a la de Telemundo, especialmente a Néstor y a Freddy. Sí, gracias por la confianza especialmente. Y a mi familia de España, que son 8 horas menos, pero espero que me estén viendo. Gracias.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the chairman of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, Terry O'Reilly.
Good evening. Hello, Texas. What a wonderful night. Hey, I was just talking to the executive producer in the back, and I have terrific news for everyone. The show is running on time. So, if you are scheduled to be up here anytime in the next 90 minutes or so, keep it tight. Otherwise, it's tough, I will tell you. It is wonderful to be here tonight representing the National Academy and your thousands of peers across the country as we celebrate the best in television and related arts for our Lonestar chapter's Emmy Awards. I do want to thank your chapter's officers, Roger, Ellen, Martha, and Heather, your trustees, for inviting me here to join you tonight, And also to Terry, your executive director, and Shelley, your chapter administrator. You all have no idea how lucky you are to have such capable people in these jobs. Could you please join me in giving them a round of applause? I also want to thank my good friend Jason Anderson. Jason is one of your Silver Circle recipients and a guy that I'm very proud to have as my first vice chair at the National Academy. He's a terrific guy and I count on him every day. Jason, thank you very much. In my first year as national chairman for the Academy, I have been to 15 of our 19 regional chapters for galas like this. It's wonderful to see the quality of work that's being done in cities like this across the country. And when you step back, when you look at the state of journalism today, it is remarkable to see how essential this work has become. While the talking heads and the punditry of the national networks looms large, it is the day in and day out heavy lifting of local journalists that cannot be ignored. It's the local journalists like you that are the very lifeblood of local discourse, not just covering spot news, but keeping an eye on politicians, keeping an eye on the government, holding them accountable to the community for the investments of trust and tax dollars and votes that the communities make. By the way, local journalism makes government run better. And that isn't just a theory. There's actually research right now that shows that when local journalism goes away, the quality of local government declines and the cost of local government goes up. The role that all of you journalists play as a watchdog over government and as agents of the people is absolutely critical. And that's why our founding fathers captured it in the very first of the amendments to our Constitution. It was that important. It remains that important today. So thank you. Thank you for all that you do for keeping our communities informed and engaged and thriving. But now let's get back to the Emmys. Winning an Emmy or being nominated for an Emmy is more than just winning the gold statue. It's about the work. It's about the team that you work with that makes great, compelling television. It's about the stories you tell, the journalism that you create, the craft that you bring to your productions, and ultimately the service that you bring to those communities for whom television has been their window on the world for decades. And so on behalf of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, our more than 18,000 members across the country, congratulations to all those nominated. Congratulations all those being honored with an Emmy Award tonight. Thank you for all the critical work that you do in communities across this state. And thank you for again having me back. I always look forward to being here in Texas. So thank you, and let's get back to the Emmys.
In the category Human Interest, News Single Story, the nominees are
And the Emmy goes to ¿Dónde está Karen Ramírez? KTMD.
Las noches en Weatherford, en el norte de Texas, fingen ser como las de cualquier otro lugar. Pero en este lugar, donde el 2 de enero de este año se convirtió en una luz de esperanza para una madre.
Mi casa no es la misma, no hay alegría. Ya han pasado 2 Navidades y 2 cumpleaños y ella no está. Y eso duele mucho.
Este es el trabajo de todo un equipo de Telemundo Houston Responde, de José Luis Castillo, nuestro productor, y de Francisco Shalva, nuestro camarógrafo. Gracias a Jerry y a Tony por confiar en Telemundo Houston Responde.
The nominees in the category Human Interest, News Series are
And the first Emmy goes to Courageous Kids, KXAS.
Emerson's ceiling exudes joy.
Everyone knows when Emerson has entered a room.
Her mom, Andrea.
You are a very happy person.
And her excitement grows when it comes to racing.
She is my adrenaline junkie. She likes to go fast.
This fall is Emerson's third season competing with Team Hoyt.
There we go.
It's a running team with a quest for inclusion.
All right, ready?
Emerson is a rider-athlete.
First and foremost, thanks to my wife for putting up with me and this crazy business. Kristen Dickerson, who I wish was here tonight. I was just lucky to be along for the ride. All the guys at Channel 5 and for every one of these kids. Thanks.
And the second Emmy goes to Escondidos en el Silencio, KNVO.
Hay una madre que ha caminado las calles del centro de Bronzeville en busca de pistas y respuestas sobre el paradero de su hijo. Esta es la esquina en donde fue visto por última vez.
Yo creo que como a esa hora algo le pasó a mi hijo porque yo desperté y me asomé por la ventana.
Let this award be a reminder that we as journalists must hold our public officials and our police departments accountable for their action or inaction. Thank you.
The nominees for Human Interest News Feature are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Freeze Frames of Elena Shoemaker, WFAA.
I used to, when I was younger, make my mom be in photo shoots for me.
Think about your favorite childhood memory.
I don't know why, I just like to pass time, and my mom would make art with us a lot.
For Lexi Shoemaker, it's taking pictures of the woman who loved her unconditionally, raised her on her own, her mom.
And my grandma gave me this camera like when I was younger, and I would just make them be my models.
As an adult, Lexi is doing it again with her big sister Anna.
This is my first Emmy with WFAA. I want to thank my husband and Lexi and Anna Shoemaker, who invited me to their home moments before their mother died. This is for you, Elena Shoemaker. You are not forgotten.
The other Emmy in this category goes to Muerta en Vida, KTMD.
Vivir ha sido una batalla constante. Llegar hasta aquí no ha sido nada fácil. Parecía que todo estaba a punto de terminar. Por meses, Roxana Morales estuvo postrada en una cama de hospital. Fue intervenida quirúrgicamente contra el cáncer, una cirugía que le salvó la vida, pero le arrebató sus extremidades.
Ella es otra mujer, usted. Ahí estamos.
Lamentablemente, Roxana le perdió la lucha contra el cáncer, pero se aseguró que Telemundo Houston contará su historia, y esto se lo dedico a esa mujer luchadora.
In the category Business Consumer News Single Story Series Feature, nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to From Tokyo to Texas, WFAA.
Few places on this planet treasure tradition as much as technology, like Tokyo.
Actually, the trains are meant to be amazing, much better than the airports.
And nothing is more crucial to Japan's psyche in that sense than the bullet train.
For airliners, you have all the extra added costs, paying for luggage, but with the Shinkansen, no one's...
I'd like to thank my wife. Without this would not be possible. To Carolyn, Leslie, Brad, thank you all for trusting us, and for Jason Whiteley, who couldn't be here to accept this award as well. Thank you, Channel 8.
The Emmy also goes to Reclamo Salarial, KTMD.
Son los 13 obreros que efectivamente nos pidieron buscar respuestas a sus interrogantes, ya que no recibían los miles de dólares que dicen les adeudaba la empresa que los contrató.
Contento, muchas gracias a ustedes, pues nos pagaron.
Hoy los embarga la alegría.
4,125, Telemundo responde.
Pero antes de cantar victoria,
So there's a reason why the photogs are behind the camera, because we don't like the spotlight. So, but don't forget to thank your producers, your reporters, and your photogs whenever you come up here, because we do this as a team. So don't forget that. Thank you, guys.
The final Emmy in this category goes to Turn Robocalls into Cash, KDFW.
Here's the deal. There are billions of these robocalls made every single day. North Texas now second in the nation when it comes to receiving them. So what do? You try and opt out. You block the number. You're on the do not call list. So am I. None of it works. Well, this does. 5,750 reasons why I now look forward to robocallers. And so can you, because the law allows us to collect cash when they call. We got every single penny, but I didn't do it alone. Special thanks to Raul Cantu, my incredible photographer and editor, and also to my amazing husband for understanding that sometimes the workday doesn't end at the end of the day, but those texts keep on coming all night long. Thank you.
The nominees for Education, Schools, News Single Story Series Feature are
The first Emmy goes to Carter in the Classroom, KXAS.
Yikes, is it linear? Listen, have you got a correlation coefficient?
Songs the students know, married with math.
Look at the residuals and see if there's a pattern. Statistical evidence only with p-value. Linear model.
So take me back to the beginning of the year, first time she wrote this out.
Okay, well, I was expecting it. I knew it was happening. I said, sign me up for that class. So
I had no idea, but I loved it.
Wayne couldn't be here to accept this award, but he's very happy to get it. Thank you.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to Su Penúltima Misión, KXTX.
Este es su trono.
I'll read this book, Despacho for Nacho.
Textos sencillos para un gran público, el relevo.
Pues algo que los niños no habían visto antes, porque muy raras veces tenemos a personas que nos visitan y quieren nada más tomar un poco de tiempo con nuestros alumnos, pero a la vez creo que nosotros también, no sé, somos un poco de gozo que le traemos a su vida.
Off to the kitchen.
This is a beautiful story of hope and redemption. The thanks for hope for my family, of Telemundo 39, for Elementary Florence in Mesquite, for Mr. Douglas, a wonderful human being. For my wife, she was the producer of this story. And of course for education. Education is first. Thank you guys, appreciate it. God bless you all.
In the category Environment, News Single Story Series Feature, the nominees are
The Emmy goes to Entre Incredulidad y Cenizas, KXLN.
Toda esta fibra, mira, aquí lo estoy mirando, mira.
Don Raúl vive aproximadamente 15 millas al noroeste de donde arde el incendio en la planta petroquímica de Deer Park. Él asegura que estas cenizas regadas en el patio de su casa no han parado de caer desde el domingo.
Eso es lo que pica dentro de los pulmones. Batallamos para sollar. Los ojos, digo, un dolor de cabeza, los ojos te arden.
Sus malestares también los atribuye al humo que de manera intermitente se instala por arriba de su casa.
There may be ash that's coming out.
I'd like to share this with my incredible photojournalists who aren't here with me today, Jerome and Daniel. Without them, this would not be possible. I also want to thank Marta Catán for giving me the opportunity and welcoming me to her Univision 45 family less than a year ago. Y por supuesto, mis padres, quien sin ellos no sería nada. Así que muchísimas gracias.
And the second Emmy goes to The Arribada, the Camps Ridley Sea Turtles Recovery from the Brink, KRGV.
An isolated beach, 5 hours south of the U.S.-Mexico border. The beach where something special has been happening, long before the outside world first found out. A mother. She spent the better part of 2 years preparing for what she's now doing. And now she's searching for the right spot. The spot where she'll start a new generation. These are amazing creatures, amazing people who work to conserve these creatures. We all love wildlife, but there's a lot more work to do to protect and make sure that these animals are doing well. I want to thank my mom and my dad who insisted on being here. I want to keep doing this kind of thing. Thank you very much. Good night.
The nominees for Health Science News Single Story Feature Series are
In this category, the first Emmy goes to Opioides, Alivio que Mata, KTMD.
Lograron la vida de más de 600 tejanos en un solo año. Es un alivio que mata.
Ahorita vamos en overdosis, todavía no tenemos más información, nada más sabemos que es un hombre, no sabemos la edad ni nada.
Es la urgencia de llegar a tiempo, cada segundo cuenta. A él lo encontraron 2 agentes. No quiere responder preguntas, pero presenta todos los síntomas de una sobredosis.
Esta noche mi compañera Cristal Ayala no pudo estar con nosotros, pero en su nombre y en nombre del equipo de Telemundo Houston Investiga, gracias. Cristal, sé que nos estás viendo. Felicidades.
And the second Emmy goes to The Wounded Healer, WFAA.
Open it up over here.
He's a sculptor.
Each one of them is work of art.
A painter.
There's no two alike.
But most importantly, Randy Tronick is a lifesaver.
When you have a skill like this, you have the opportunity to change people's lives.
Take a look around Tronick's office and you'll find some things staring back at you.
We can make an eye from the beginning to end in one whole day.
Since the early 80s, he's been making prosthetic eyes.
Wow, okay. Howtown, baby. Howtown in the house. This is awesome. Carolyn, Leslie, Brad Ramsey, thank you so much. Shout out to my mom, last minute date. It's all you, it's all you. Shout out to my beautiful wife over there. I love her. Laura. Mwah. That's it. Thank you.
In the category Religion, News Single Story Series Feature, the nominees are
The Emmy goes to Apocalipsis, el juicio final en Texas, KXTX.
Es un día normal en una ciudad que existe en el corazón de Texas, en una era en donde Dios está fuera de la sociedad, de la vida de su población. Un desastre natural es el punto de partida para el temido día del juicio final. Hey, we waited 1 year ago to air this story, and actually today is 1 year then we aired the story. Thank you, Freddie, to believe in this story. Thank Arnaldo Guinness to all the amazing job that you did with this, and thank you to all of you. Thank you, baby.
And the Emmy also goes to the Faith Series, WFAA.
We adapt our lifestyles to fit traditional Judaism.
A 5th Arab is being designed now. This allows them to practice their faith, to make this walk. And all with the help
It's a big privilege.
of a rabbi.
And that's probably why it's so exciting to see so many people walking in the street.
in Dallas, where orthodoxy meets the modern world. You know, when you're a pastor's kid, this is sort of a natural position to want to do these stories. I'm just glad I get to work with some really cool people like Mike Ortiz here.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored. And thank you again. Very honored.
The nominees for Arts Entertainment News Single Story Series Feature are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Keller Kindness, KXAS.
He's been playing music for 4 years, but how much has he practiced?
Not as much as I should.
Meet Drew Bell. Someone who has practiced as much as she should is Kaylee Summons. And she is also one of Drew's biggest fans.
Oh, he's great. Very positive attitude.
Sing this on behalf of the winners. Thank you.
The second Emmy goes to Sin Miedo a Ser Mujer, KTDO.
Yo soy Ivana Díaz, de 23 años de edad. Estoy representando a México en un internacional en Barcelona, España. Traer tu cabello arreglado, traer maquillaje y traer un vestido bonito te va a dar mucha seguridad.
Detrás de las luces.
Bueno, esto va dedicado a todas las mujeres transexuales que todos los días enfrentan discriminación, rechazo y abusos, en especial a Ivana Díaz en Ciudad Juárez, que va a representar en el concurso Trans Star Internacional en España. Va dedicado a Ciudad Juárez y a nuestro camarógrafo, Josué Esquivel.
The nominees for Crime News Single Story Series Feature are
The first Emmy in this category goes to 217 KENS.
Eyewitness News has been working to get this body cam video for months. It arrived in an email sent by someone wishing to remain anonymous. In a statement, SAPD said they could not comment on the case or authenticate the video because Roundtree's family is suing them. We were able to verify the video's authenticity with Snowden's criminal attorney. Two officers make 217 Roberts with Casanova.
What's up, man?
Inside of the front room are Devontae Snowden, Chop Roundtree, and eyewitness Taylor Singleton.
I don't work at Ken's, never have, but small world that it is. I have friends who do, so congratulations to my friend Jesse Ray if you're watching. Bye.
The second Emmy in this category goes to Sin Cristiana Sepultura, KTMD.
Lo que al parecer sucedió en este desolado lugar bien podría formar parte de una película de crimen y terror.
Lo golpearon con un bate y que al final, para terminarlo de matar, lo machetearon.
El 3 de julio de 2018, en el poblado de Cleveland, al norte de Houston, las autoridades encontraron en esta calle boscosa a un joven muerto.
Teme que haya sido él.
De nuevo, esta labor, este reportaje no se podría haber realizado sin la ayuda de un excelente equipo en Telemundo Houston Responde. Y de nuevo, gracias a todos nuestros compañeros por confiar en esa unidad y a los televidentes por confiar en nosotros.
in the category Military News Single Story Feature Series. The nominees are
The first Emmy goes to Basic Training for Civilian Life, KXAS.
Oh, come on. Come on, let's go. How many you want to do?
He runs veterans sport like boot camp.
All right, let's go.
1, 2.
It's basic training for civilian life.
We got guys today that you'll notice We were in blue and white.
with the help of a unique program
That's the new Valor program.
giving veterans
Hey, Thomas, you're doing good. You can relax now.
a second chance.
I want to repay the blank check that they wrote to our country.
Judge Roach
They're different in jail even.
and Collin County Sheriff Jim Skinner
This story is about second chances, and I want to thank our news director, John Stone, for giving me a chance to do these kinds of stories, and Tom, our general manager, for keeping me working there, and Ryan Oliveira, I miss you.
The next Emmy goes to Marinero por un día, KUVN.
Cada 45 segundos, aviones de guerra realizan prácticas de ataque a cientos de millas mar adentro. Nos dicen que este barco acaba de regresar de una misión en Medio Oriente contra del Estado Islámico.
Han estado en la guerra de Irak, en Duty Freedom, Afganistán, Siria.
Aquí, por los próximos meses, 2.500 marineros llamarán su hogar a esta isla flotante.
I just have to say a quick thank you to my guys who went with a crazy idea and let me send them all the way to Norfolk, Virginia to shine a spotlight on our local soldiers and our local sailors. And thank you to Team Dallas, to DFW Univision 23. Woo! Thank you to my husband.
Thank you.
The nominees for Historic, Cultural, News, Single Story, Feature, Series are
In this category, the first Emmy goes to Campanas de la Catedral, KUVN.
Taylor nos muestra con orgullo parte de las medallas que ha ganado en 40 maratones. Ella las llama trofeo. Nosotros, las llaves que la conducen a su cielo privado a 224 pies de altura.
I felt like my spirit had been freed.
Allí siento que mi espíritu ha sido liberado. Su entrenamiento físico lo usa diariamente bajo la cúpula de la torre principal de la Catedral de Guadalupe en Dallas, donde se esconde un secreto que pocos conocen y 145 peldaños que la llevan a él.
Bueno, primero que todo, gracias Raquel, Omelí, Mark, mis compañeros de trabajo, el mejor equipo, Univision Dallas, Univision 23. Así que gracias a todos y felicidades a todos también.
And the other Emmy goes to The Promised Land, WFAA.
It's healing time. It's hope time.
So people won't die?
Huh?
So people won't die?
Well, so people will be treated equal. We don't want anybody to die anymore, okay? All right.
To stand here looking at the balcony, it's challenging to stand here, you know?
Evil sought to stop him, only to find out that a bullet could silence his voice, but not his message. We may not have been here.
Here we go.
It was just so moving to be in Memphis for 50 years to the minute when Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, and I want to thank you to the management for greenlighting that project because it was an amazing story.
And I just want to say, when you shoot with the NPPA Photographer of the Year, you win an Emmy.
in the category Photographer, Program, Non-News. The nominees are
And the Emmy goes to Ana Ramirez Composite, the Austin American Statesman.
It's just me and her. She really has to work double, twice as much as someone else to raise me, and we got 20 head of horses around here and 40 head of cows, and it's hard to do everything around here just one person.
My husband passed away 12 years ago. I worked for him. He had a cattle company.
Thank you so much, especially to my boss, James Gregg, for always being supportive, and the American Statesman for always being supportive as well. Thank you.
the nominees for Editor, Program, Non-News are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Bad Birds, the Austin American Statesman.
Birds connect us to nature. They give us the opportunity to be inspired, to see beauty, to be uplifted, and to be in the moment.
The grackles got they should get to a whole nother level. They're everywhere. Eat my burger at P. Terry's and shooing away the grackles.
They're gonna come down and stand on your table and say, hey, you eating that, man?
Thank you so much. This is amazing. This goes to this guy who let us do so much great work at the Austin American Statesman. Thank you so much. So much, so much, so much. The Austin American Statesman does great work. My family, who I definitely have to thank, or they'll be really, really mad at me.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to Make a Long Story Short, KUHT.
This is Rabal Shabachi, a recent graduate of the University of Houston. His days are filled with the mundane, just working away and waiting. Waiting for the day to end and for his night to begin. Waiting to simply break free and soar. Every week, Rabal gathers with folks from all over the Houston area.
I had nothing prepared. I didn't think I had any chance at this, but I just want to thank my team at KUHT, especially Shannon Harrison and Ernie Manous, who worked on this series of segments with me. You guys are great. Look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
In the category Historic Cultural Program Features segment, the nominees are
The first Emmy goes to Hueco Tanks, El Santuario del Desierto, KTDO.
Hueco Tanks ocupa más de 600 acres y está ubicado a las afueras del condado del Paso. En los años 1800 era un rancho propiedad de la familia Contreras. Aún se encuentra la casa donde habitaban los 3 integrantes. Se conservan objetos originales, con metates que utilizaban para moler el maíz, una plancha, una estufa, inclusive herramientas de trabajo que usaban en el campo, entre otras reliquias.
Quiero dar las gracias a mi camarógrafo y el más talentoso Ricardo Ponce, a mi mamá, a mi papá, a mi esposo y a mi jefa Lorena Castañeda for opening the door of my dream. Thank you.
And the next Emmy goes to Texas Chili Queens, KVUE.
My name is Ed Hambleton. I knew that food trucks were really popular. I'd eaten at several of them. I had friends who were really into food trucks. So I said, why not just start a drag queen chili food truck in Austin? What do you have to lose? Literally the first 10 months of the truck, I'd show up, start making chili, get into drag, stir the pot, get into drag, stir the pot, and then drive somewhere.
I just want to thank everyone at KVU for giving me this opportunity, the Academy, my family, and my friends. Thank you so much.
Thanks to Ed Hamilton and his story, and Jason Oakes for the producing.
The nominees for Specialty Assignment Report, Program Special Feature Segment are
The Emmy in this category goes to Phoning It In, WFAA.
Rain, 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 it's coming down, but it don't bother me.
It's going. Over 100 pounds.
'Cause everything is just as it should be.
Hello. Hello. Did I
So in my opinion, the single thing that's going to save local news is storytelling, and I'm just proud
to be in this room with all of these great storytellers. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Separación de Familias, KUVN.
Muchos inmigrantes emprenden un viaje en busca del sueño americano sin un retorno garantizado.
Le pasan muchas cosas a uno en el camino, le roban a uno, lo tratan mal, muchas cosas que a uno le suceden para llegar a este lugar, pero pues no se pudo.
Uno no la piensa pues, hasta que, por ejemplo, como soy primera vez, no sabe los riesgos.
Es su larga y peligrosa travesía.
Oh, what a night, huh? Thank you for my professional family. KUVN, Channel 23 Univision, Dallas, Texas. Thank you. My husband, my son.
The nominees in Politics Government Program Special Feature Segment are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Augmented Reality Meets Politics, KXTX.
Telemundo 39 hizo una encuesta exclusiva entre votantes hispanos en Texas. Inmigración y seguridad fronteriza fue el tema más importante para ellos y preguntamos lo siguiente. ¿Cree usted que la inmigración indocumentada en Texas ayuda, perjudica o no tiene impacto alguno en la economía del estado? Así respondieron los votantes hispanos en todo el estado. Veamos las gráficas. El 68% de los votantes considera que el inmigrante ayuda. Ahí lo tiene.
Thank you, Norma, for helping the segment together, Nestor for the augmented reality. Thank you, Freddie, for the inspiration, Tom. My husband has been such a support every single day. Thank you so much. And Team Veneno, T39.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to State of Texas, Mothers Erased, KXAN.
I felt like I was having a heart attack, like I couldn't breathe. And I had to scream, I had to beg for help to say something is wrong, I'm not going to make it. I literally could have died from that. I could have gone into full cardiac arrest. And I would have been one of those statistics. And so when the report came across my desk, my freshman term, it really was very riveting to me. It's shocking that we still don't really have the most reliable data in Texas.
I want to thank our management at KXAN, Chad Cross, our news director, Eric Glassberg, our general manager. I want to thank John Thomas, our political producer. These lovely ladies here, Sarah Rafiq, Arzo Dost, they put this investigation together about an important topic, maternal deaths. We can't ignore it here in Texas. Thank you very much.
In the category Human Interest, Program Feature Segment, the nominees are
The first Emmy goes to Daniela Caballo, KTDO.
Buenas noches, mi compañero Antonio Favela no pudo estar aquí presente con nosotros, pero esto no es más que el reflejo del profesionalismo, pero sobre todo del periodismo deportivo que él sabe hacer. Esto es dedicado especialmente para la protagonista de esta historia, Daniela, y al Paso, Texas. Buenas noches.
The other Emmy goes to How do Deaf People Experience Music? AJ Plus.
My body feels like when I'm down, it feels like earthquake. You go to rope. It Feel the vibration under your feet. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. I'm excited to be here. I'm thankful for Emmy for making it happen. And I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for my family, for my support, and the deaf community.
In the category Health Science, Program Features Segment Special, the nominees are
In this category, the first Emmy goes to Dr. Philip Salem, 50 years of cancer medicine. Love Smart Living Media.
So I don't know how to say it.
They're helping you with Fight of Your Life.
Eddie, my love.
I think his overall concept of how he treats the disease and you and your family and your friends, he cares, they care, and they show it in everything that they do and say.
5 years ago Tuesday, I arrived in Houston. I never thought I would live. I never expected to work again. And I never, ever thought this could happen to me. Thank you, my wife, who saved my life, Dr. Salem, for letting us into your life and the lives of your patients. And thank you to Patricia.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to Univisión Noticias 48, Sexual Transmitted Disease Special, KMVO.
Disfruta tu sexualidad. Haz lo que tengas que hacer, pero hazlo con cuidado. Cuando los doctores me interrogan y me preguntan por qué tomo el medicamento sin ser positivo, dudo del conocimiento.
Thank you to our crew. Thank you to my parents for believing in me. Thank you to Terry for believing in me as a manager. Thank these guys for doing the work.
the nominees in the category Military Program are
The Emmy in this category goes to Operation Torrent, 1307 Productions.
The nominees for Talent, Commentator, Editorialist, Performer, Narrator, Program Host are
In this category, the first Emmy goes to De Cerca, con Raúl Peinbert, KXLN. La noticia, con Raúl Peinbert.
Como lo informamos, la semana pasada el presidente Donald Trump amenazó con cerrar la frontera con México tratando de presionar para obtener fondos para la construcción del muro, pero también como una medida de presión al gobierno de México para que tome cartas en dos asuntos fundamentales. Uno es el constante flujo migratorio que proveniente de Centroamérica cruza la República Mexicana hasta llegar a Estados Unidos.
Thank you so much to the Academy. Thank you so much to my family in Univision. Gracias a mi familia y gracias a mi estado Veracruz, en donde de manera constante se violan los derechos del periodista que quiere escribir y decir la verdad.
And the second Emmy goes to Phoning It In, WFAA.
Rain, 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 it's coming down, but it don't bother me. It's going. Over 100 pounds. 'Cause everything is just as it should be.
And thank you for that cue. Thank you to Carolyn and Brad for letting me do what I do, whatever that is. I appreciate it. Thank you.
In the category Religion, Program Feature, Segment Special, the nominees are
The first Emmy goes to Las Mañanitas de la Virgen, KVDA.
Yo no puedo, es mucho. Son las palabras de esta mujer quien está devastada por el asesinato de su hijo de tan solo 16 años. Dejó un hijo sin padre y una madre sin su hijo, batallando aquí con todo esto. Se trata de Cristian Jiménez, de tan solo 16 años de edad, quien falleció al ser baleado aquí en la calle Vermont. Tenía 6 meses que me había movido. Me moví por la razón de que estaba un poco más cómoda la casa y para que él estuviera más cómodo con el bebé.
¡Wow! Muchas gracias a todos otra vez. Gracias a la familia Telemundo y a mi familia que me está viendo desde El Paso. Muchas gracias. ¡San Antonio!
Ok. Gracias a Dios, a mi madre, a mi padre, a mi esposo y a todos los que están aquí que no vienen esta noche, que no olvidemos.
And the second Emmy goes to The Texas Bucket List, The Priest with Pops, McAuliffe Productions, LP.
Over the years, we've been to a number of missions, churches, and holy places across Texas, each with its own unique story. These houses of God serve as a place for people to reflect, pray, and come together as a family.
Well, we're very disappointed to see Bob has left, but we want to thank him very much. We want to thank all of our sponsors, Spirit of Texas Bank, Slotcheck Sausage, and Sea Forest Water by Chuck Norris. We want to thank all of our affiliates, especially KPRC, Channel 2, WAI, and CW33 here in Dallas. Ireland, Declan, and Harper, I love you, and thanks to this man for going across Texas with me.
The nominees for Weather, Program Special Feature Segment are
In this category, the first Emmy goes to Hurricane and Flood Survival Guide 2018, KPRC.
Strongest storm to hit the Texas coast since Carla in 1961. This is going to be one for the books.
We have been praying for quite a while now for the eye to pass over. That storm surge is alive and well here. But it is getting worse by the minute.
1 year since Harvey.
I really need some help. I want to lost everything.
One thing is to lose half of your staff, another thing is to lose everything.
What am I going to do? 10 years since Ike.
The West End has no water and no sewer and very limited power.
I can't think of anyone who deserves this more than Dawn and Debbie, who work harder than almost anyone in the market, I feel like. Thank you. They'll really appreciate this.
And the second Emmy goes to La Furia del Tiempo, KXTX.
Si usted está en ese lugar, usted tiene que en este momento dejar de hacer lo que usted está haciendo y refugiarse. Una herramienta que usted puede tener útil a la mano en ese instante es su teléfono celular. Ahí usted nos puede ver en vivo en este momento. Nuevamente un aviso de tornado. Estoy moviendo.
So definitely a big challenge for us to come up with that show. Thank you, Freddie, for pushing us to do it. We came up with it. Thank you. We're really appreciative because you liked it. Thank you very much. Thank you to the Academy.
The nominees for Newscast, Morning, Daytime, Smaller Markets are
And the Emmy goes to Trump en la frontera, la visita presidencial, KTLM.
El mismo sentimiento fue compartido a lo largo de la frontera por miles de hombres y mujeres al enterarse que Donald Trump estuvo en los límites del país que les ha servido de tránsito y de aquel que alberga sus sueños.
Desde ahí este activista le pidió al gobernante de país vecino que reflexione sobre la construcción del muro que hasta ahora solo ha provocado confrontaciones.
Entre más se aferra no dejar pasar gente, la gente va a seguir llegando a las zonas fronterizas para querer internarse a los Estados Unidos por los problemas de desigualdad que hay en sus comunidades.
I just want to say thank you so much, Iris, Miguel Angel, for giving me the opportunity, trusting me. My husband, Bill, thank you so much. This team, this would not be possible without them. Thank you so much. We're such a great team. Thank you, Telemundo! Thank you.
in Newscast, Morning, Daytime, Media Markets. The nominees are
In this category, the first Emmy goes to Edición Digital Texas, Visita Presidencial, KWEX.
Feliz miércoles para todos. Iniciamos con información y es que se espera que ya en cuestión de minutos aterrice el presidente Donald Trump aquí en San Antonio.
Nos enlazamos ahora en vivo con Antonio Guillén, quien está desde el aeropuerto local. Antonio, te escuchamos. Buenos días.
Brenda, muchas gracias. Pues efectivamente estamos supuestamente de acuerdo con el horario que nos dieron a conocer a 10 minutos de que el avión presidencial Air Force One con Donald Trump en su interior aterrice aquí en las instalaciones del Aeropuerto Internacional de la ciudad de San Antonio.
Bueno, queremos agradecer a nuestros jefes, quiero agradecer a mi mamá que está allá, a mi papá, a mis abuelos y por supuesto me siento muy privilegiado de poder estar siempre detrás de este escritorio. Gracias a ti también, Aileen.
No, gracias a mi familia, a mis hijos y gracias por todo.
And the second Emmy goes to National Taco Day, WOAI.
In honor of National Taco Day. There we go. Wow. There we go. We have Jeanette Guisada. We have
David and Egg.
David and Egg. David and Egg. Alexis and cheese.
I
like Alexis and queso better. It sounds
more dramatic. I like that.
This
I always wanted
to wake up
like this.
Tell me this would be the best way to sleep.
Wrapped in a tortilla.
Yes.
A warm tortilla. Oh, mine is double stuffed with Zora.
Big thank you to Tacos, San Antonio, and News 4, and Jesse, the most amazing director ever.
Thank you to my wife, Laura. Thank you, sweetie.
And my husband, Salvador.
the nominees for Newscast, Morning, Daytime, Larger Markets are
The first Emmy in this category goes to News 8 Daybreak, WFAA.
This morning on Daybreak.
Did he die over a parking spot? Brothers now separated by violence as police search for gunmen.
President Trump and Kim Jong-un.
I think it's going to lead to something very good and maybe not.
The high-stakes summit happening this week.
Oh my goodness.
Violent tornadoes damage across the South.
Chilly start here this morning before another beautiful sunny day. But will our dry weather last?
Tiffany, Bill, and Sheena thank Carolyn, Brad, Leslie, and Sheena for giving us the opportunity to do everything we get to do in the mornings. It's so.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to Telemundo 39 at 11 a.m. A busy day in the Metroplex, KXTX.
Alerta del tiempo en el Metroplex. Se espera un día con mucha lluvia después de las fuertes tormentas de anoche. El resultado, el estacionamiento del aeropuerto Dallas Love Field bajo agua.
Y un rescate en Fort Worth por un auto estancado en las calles inundadas.
Además, los vientos tumbaron un enorme árbol muy cerca a una vivienda en Hearst.
Otras ciudades como Carlton también vieron niveles de agua muy altos.
Muchísimas gracias a mi familia, Telemundo y a todas las personas que creen en nosotros.
Saludos a mi esposa.
Gracias a Telemundo, gracias por abrirme las puertas, mi amor, papá. Blas, lo hicimos, ¡vamos equipo!
In the category Newscast Weekend, Smaller Markets, the nominees are
The first Emmy goes to Calming the Chaos, Reports of Active Shooter, KRGV.
A busy Saturday afternoon at the mall turns chaotic. What started as panic with hundreds evacuating amid what sounded like gunshots.
I was literally walking by, and as I turned and looked into the store, I could hear them smashing the glass.
A botched jewelry store heist ends with 7 in custody.
I know. Did it go? 15. Oh, I'm so excited. This is my first Emmy, and this symbolizes teamwork of all things. We had so many people come in on their day off, and without them, this wouldn't be possible. Thank you so much.
And the second Emmy goes to Elecciones en México, KTLM.
Finalmente la casilla abrió tarde, pero abrió. Y la señora María fue la primera en ejercer su voto en busca del cambio que ella quiere para su vecindario y su país. Doña María, ¿ya votó?
Ya.
A ver, cuéntenos cómo le fue. A ver, muéstrenos cómo se siente de haber votado en estas elecciones 2018.
Pues ni bien ni mal, pero pues era una obligación y hay que votar. La verdad sí, ¿no? Sí, antes de que me voten, pues mejor yo voté.
Wow, quiero agradecer a Miguel Ángel López, vicepresidente de Noticias Telemundo 40. Gracias, Miguel, porque le das la oportunidad a todas las personas, todo lo que tocas se convierte en oro.
Gracias, Miguel Ángel, Denise, for supporting me. This was my first show as a producer, so thank you so much, Denise, and Miguel Ángel, Ace, thank you.
the nominees for Newscast Weekend Larger Markets are
The first Emmy in this category goes to A Life Well Lived, Saying Goodbye to President George H.W. Bush, KTRK.
Tomorrow begins the final farewell for President George H.W. Bush. This is a live look right now from Ellington Field, where Air Force One is already there waiting and will take Mr. Bush's body to the Capitol in the morning. Tomorrow, Houston will also say goodbye. You're looking live at City Hall. It's lit up in red, white, and blue tonight ahead of Monday's service for President Bush.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to Telemundo 39, Elecciones México, KXTX.
Fue de los primeros en emitir su voto y esta noche a Andrés Manuel López Obrador lo apuntan como el virtual ganador. México tiene nuevo presidente. Buenas noches. Aunque el Instituto Nacional Electoral aún no lo hace oficial, los sondeos hacen inevitable el triunfo de Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Así lo reconocieron sus dos principales rivales.
Guys, I want to say Giovanna Herrera, she's a producer. She was producing this show that weekend. I got to anchor it, but the star that night was Norma Garcia, our main anchor. She was in Mexico doing all the hard work. So kudos to her. Gracias, Norma. Aprendemos de ti, trabajando contigo.
in the category Newscast Evening Smaller Markets. The nominees are
In this category, the first Emmy goes to 12 News at 10, Remembering George H.W. Bush, KBMT.
A final fight soaring above his final resting place before arriving home in Houston. Tonight, former President George H.W. Bush lies in repose as crowds line up to pay their final respects.
Power events are expected to go down tomorrow in College Station. By rail,
and in the skies. Plus, perspective from Southeast Texas students, what they say about this historic day of Bush's funeral.
Oh, this is absolutely spectacular. After more than 20 years, 25 years this year in the news industry, this is the icing on the cake for me. This newscast was totally a team effort with our producer, Catherine Wynn. And yes, come on, Catherine.
Hi, and this is my first Emmy.
And the second Emmy goes to El Valle Bajo el Agua, KTLM.
Este es el momento en que bomberos de la ciudad de Far rescataron a estos niños que se encontraban atrapados en su casa en medio de la inundación.
Y lo hicieron con ayuda de un colchón inflable. Y este es el mismo panorama que se registra en otras áreas del Valle de Texas afectadas precisamente por las intensas lluvias que hemos tenido durante todo el día.
Muchas gracias. Por los últimos 12 años el valle ha estado bajo el agua durante las mismas fechas. Estas son para las víctimas que han tenido que reconstruir sus hogares con ayuda de FEMA. Muchas gracias a Iris Rodríguez, a Miguel Ángel López y arriba el 40, Noticias Telemundo 40.
The nominees for Newscast Evening Media Markets are
The Emmy in this category goes to Crecida Histórica del Río Llano, KEYE.
Las autoridades del centro de Texas mantienen en vigor una orden de evacuación para varias localidades de la ribera del Río Llano y otras vías fluviales de la región. Enseguida tendremos cobertura amplia de las inundaciones en la región de las Lomas.
Thank you so much for the support, my family in Florida, my love. This goes to every member in Telemundo Austin. We're a close and a tight group, but we work so good.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to KVUE, News Nightbeat, KVUE.
Historic flooding in the Hill Country.
Floodwaters wash away boats and decks, with debris left floating down Llano River.
We're in Llano County tonight monitoring the Llano River, updates on its current conditions and school closures tomorrow.
And I just hope everybody, pray God, most people are safe.
Hoping it doesn't get any higher, which they say it is. And the concern's not over yet.
Thank you on behalf of the team at KVUE in Austin. This is very exciting. Thank you very much.
The nominees in Newscast Evening Larger Markets are
The first Emmy in this category goes to Telemundo 39, Alan Ray coverage, KXTX.
Alrededor de 280 personas fueron arrestadas hoy.
Lo que queremos es buscar un abogado.
Era un día de trabajo común en una fábrica ensambladora de teléfonos en Allen, y allí se llevó a cabo uno de los mayores operativos de ICE en la historia.
Hey, Manuel. This is for our team, Telemundo 39. Because of them, that's why we're able to get this prize. It's thank you for your passion, for your commitment. Thank you, Telemundo 39 team. Veneno.
Thank you.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to WFAA at 10 p.m. WFAA.
Live from South Victory, this is WFAA News.
The story in Dallas that's grabbed America's attention.
An innocent man minding his own business in his own home, shot and killed by a Dallas police officer.
A 4-year veteran of the police department was seen in video that's been circulating quite a bit, purportedly showing her in the moments after she shot Jean inside his house.
honored to be a part of the WFAA team. There's so many other people that should be up here with us. Rebecca, Tanya, you guys are incredible, and I'm so honored to be part of WFAA. Thank you.
In the category Investigative Report, Single Story, the nominees are
And the Emmy goes to Argumentos de Defensa, KTMD.
Es crítico que el público nos ayude. Es muy inusual que pasen 2 semanas sin que haya ninguna información cuando un pequeño resulta muerto en la playa de Galveston.
Solo espero que este próximo año se haga justicia por la muerte de ese chiquitito que fue encontrado en la isla de Galveston. Gracias a todos.
The Emmy also goes to UNT sex scandal, WFAA.
That was the most humiliating, scary moment of my life. They take turns just having sex with me. And at this point, I just can't even talk because I don't really know what's happening.
All-out hustle by North Texas.
Like I was just some piece of meat that they were just literally passing around.
I want to thank the victim of sexual assault who trusted me to tell her story, most importantly. Also, my incredibly talented photographer, Michael Botford, who makes my words come to life more than any photographer I've ever worked with. Thank you.
In the category Investigative Report, Series, the nominees are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Disputa Contractual, KTMD.
Para los Polanco, esta sería la casa de sus sueños.
Un sueño americano nos hizo una pesadilla. Y ahora tenemos que andar rodando con nuestros hijos, mis padres.
Frustrado de estar en un futuro incierto.
Once again, it's a great honor to be a part of a great team. So thank you, Ruby. Thank you to our producers and to our team over there. So thank you.
And the next Emmy in this category goes to Jailed to Death, WFAA.
It was a horrible thing. They took someone that was bigger than life and meant so much to us. I thought he was safe in that damn jail.
Still resisting!
It's upsetting to hear somebody that you clearly love beg for his life.
I love Tanya Iser, this dogged shoot leather reporter, so much. And I also love my team at WFAA. Y'all are all legends and rock stars, and we are truly the best in the country at what we do. Thank you, Carolyn Mungo. Thank you, Brad Rumsey. I love all of you.
And the final Emmy in this category goes to Private Garage, Public Dollars, KPRC.
Tony, I'm Joel Eisenbaum with Channel 2.
No, sir, you need to get
Can I
out.
talk to you for just a second?
No, sir.
Tony wasn't in a talking mood when I met him. Can you tell me more about that, sir?
Please get out of my shop.
Can you just tell us
Please get out of
exactly
my
how this
shop.
works?
Please get out of my shop. Please get out of my shop.
How come you're taking private cars and
Get out of
doing
my
work
shop.
here? You're wearing a Cypress Creek EMS shirt, yet you're taking private cars and doing work on them, pocketing that cash?
Congratulations to Joel and Bill. This was one of those stories that required hours and hours of surveillance. You've all been there. People in public power taking advantage, profiting off of it. Good old-fashioned investigative journalism. Thank you.
The nominees in the category Community Service are
The first Emmy goes to Supporting Our Schools, KXAS, KXTX.
North Texas, we did it. Thanks to your generosity, kids in need will have the necessary supplies to go back to school.
Tom Time in Albertsons is so proud to have partnered with NBC5 for supporting our schools.
Texas connects us. You donated more than $578,000. That's enough school supplies to fill this entire warehouse.
All of the generous people in North Texas have made this happen.
Thank you, North Texas, for caring about our kids and supporting our schools. Texas connects us.
There is a reason why we do what we do. Community is so important to us. Thank you, Ms. Nada Rudek, for everything you do and for being such an inspiration to me. Thank you so much.
And the second Emmy in this category goes to Vote Texas, KVUE.
Tell me this, does your vote matter? It does, of course. And why does it matter? If I don't vote, someone else is going to vote, really, is what everyone thinks. And it shouldn't be like that. Everyone needs to vote.
Maybe my vote only, not, but everybody's votes just take to make a lot of difference.
Make sure you know who you vote for before you vote.
It'll make a huge difference in what's going on in the city.
Every vote matters. Your vote counts. Let's make a change. Let's come together. We could do it.
As you might be able to tell by now, I've made a career out of taking credit for other people's work. So thank you again. Have a good night.
the nominees for Journalistic Enterprise are
There are multiple recipients in this category. The first Emmy goes to Displaced, Not Erased, the Austin American Statesman.
Our mural comes down, then the other mural comes down on the corner, and people were angry.
The previous mural featured black cultural icons, but was whitewashed in May.
Suggesting the mural was erased as an effort to gentrify this community.
And it caused quite a firestorm among neighbors and online.
It was a slap in the face.
It was heartbreaking. It's bigger than just a wall.
I don't think the white person in America can feel what's going on in this city right here.
Thank you so much. Definitely the Austin American Statesman, which does great work, my family who has supported me forever, and also y'all, gentrification is a real issue in Austin that we should keep reporting on. Keep reporting on that story. I don't live there anymore, but thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
And the next Emmy goes to Mayberry, Texas, a Catalyst Project, KXAN.
In the past 20 years, more than 1 million people have gone missing in the state of Texas. Luckily, about 99% of those cases have been cleared, but that still leaves 5,600 people that are still out there. So our investigative team looked case by case across the state, and the one that we felt spoke to the problems we were discovering was the case of Jamie Mayberry out of Kennedy, Texas.
Wow, I want to thank our KXAN investigative team, this Catalyst unit up here, the digital team led by Kate Winkle here. We have Sarah Rafiq and Arzo Dosa. We're some great investigators on this project with Andrew Choate, our photographer. Got to thank our station management, Tad Cross, Eric Glassberg, Dax Dobbs, all the creative services.
The final Emmy in this category goes to Telemundo Houston, Periodismo de Investigación, KTMD.
Ahorita vamos en overdosis, todavía no tenemos más información, nada más sabemos que es un hombre, no sabemos la edad ni nada.
Es la urgencia de llegar a tiempo, cada segundo cuenta. A él lo encontraron 2 agentes, no quiere responder preguntas, pero presenta todos los síntomas de una sobredosis.
Gracias nuevamente Telemundo Houston. Esto también es para la unidad investigativa de Telemundo Houston, Augusto Bernal, Cristal Ayala, José Luis Castillo y por supuesto Alejandro Mendoza. Muchas gracias por la confianza, Telemundo Houston.
In the category News Excellence, the nominees are
first Emmy in this category goes to Noticiero Telemundo 39, Contigo Primero, KXTX.
Las alertas de tornado activadas en el norte de Texas.
Ahora sí.
Temor y asombro resurgiendo entre los habitantes que, a pesar de saber que sus hogares están ubicados en una zona en la cual estos fenómenos naturales son parte de su haber, nunca dejan de sorprender ni de marcar a quien tuvo un encuentro cercano con su impresionante fuerza.
So, first of all, this is a huge honor that I need to share with my team. Thank you, Telemundo 39. And second, I need to share with this award with Mr. Tom Ailman. Tom, thank you so much for your support. Thank you.
And the other Emmy in this category goes to WFAA.
One mom even had to drop her toddler, placing her faith in a total stranger who caught her.
As soon as she dropped him, I hear you called him and fold him up and walked him off.
Then that mom jumped herself.
I didn't know if I was going to come down with her or that'll be the last time that I was holding my child. So it was just terrifying.
I passed the baton, the news director baton, recently to this wonderful leader, Leslie McCardle. I am so proud of the journalism that we do. Thank you, and thank you to our team.
And in our final category, the nominees for overall excellence are
The Emmy for overall excellence goes to NBC5, Texas Connects Us, KXAS.
This was a sensitive and complex public corruption case based on initial information that came from a local station.
A web of corruption right here in North Texas.
Somebody's buying somebody.
Exposed by NBC5.
This morning he surrendered to the FBI.
Award-winning journalism, putting a stop to corrupt government.
Taxpayers deserve answers to this.
Over $70 million in contracts and agreements with Dallas County schools. The citizens of Dallas deserve honest government.
NBC5, Texas Connects Us.
Wow, this is amazing. What a great night. I'd like to thank everyone at KXAS and KXTX. Great night for Telemundo. Great night for NBC5. John Stone, thank you very much. You did it, buddy. I appreciate it. You're making me look good. Thank you.
And the Emmy for overall excellence also goes to Telemundo 60 San Antonio, trabajando para usted, KVDA.
Iniciamos el día con un accidente que tiene cerrada. Desde que usted comienza su mañana, nosotros ya estamos trabajando para usted. Informándole las noticias de última hora al instante.
Siempre listos para ayudarle a proteger a su familia. Defendemos sus derechos como consumidor, recuperando miles de dólares. Conectados con usted en todo momento.
Cuando usted nos necesita,
nosotros estamos ahí.
Sin importar el día, la hora o la plataforma, en Noticias 60 Telemundo, estamos trabajando para usted.
Thank you so much. We have an incredible team in San Antonio. You all are the best, well-deserved. Congratulations. This is for all of you and all of your hard work. Thank you for always believing in my crazy ideas. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, good evening again. So there's a bunch of people backstage scrambling around trying to find me at the bar because we're ahead of schedule. And I'm out here, ladies and gentlemen, to say that's a wrap. Thank you very much for attending the 17th Annual Lonestar Emmy Awards. Keep doing the quality work that all of you do. It blows my mind. I see a lot of work on the national level. Texas rocks. Texas competes. We will see you next year in San Antonio. Good night.
Tonight's show was produced by Tom 10 Productions, supported by JSAV, edited by Philip Allen and Paul Escamilla, and voiced by Martin Perry and Alejandro Vargas Lugo.
We have enjoyed being with you tonight. I'm Alejandro.
And I'm Martin.
Thank you and good night.
Is she the one? The one you've been waiting for? Is she the one? Is she the one? The one you've been dreaming of? Is she the one? I'm tired of staying up all night with you on my mind. Still I'm laying here. Yeah, I'm laying in the shirt you used to like. No, I shouldn't mind. All I think about is, does she move your body like I moved your body? 'Cause I want